luck. I'm coming to get you.
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last? I lied.
Get off my plane.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
John, I'm not gonna shoot you between the eyes. Shoot you between the balls.
The disease, and I'm the cure.
I'm gonna take you to the bank, Senator Trent.
There can be only one.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Yippee-ki-yay. I'm going to kill them all, sir.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Give Me Back My Action Movies, the month of action. I am one of your hosts, Charlie, call sign Evil Grand Overlord. With me, as always, is Pete, call sign Brass Man. Say hello, Pete.
Please don't tell me we lost an engine.
Yep, totally lost an engine. We didn't lose an engine.
That's not the retort.
No. We did lose our wingman, though. We lost Goose. He's going to be Goose.
It's
Goose
okay.
is gone. But that's okay. Goose's spot is being filled in by the lovely ladies of Cinema Slab.
Yeah!
With us tonight. With us is Anna, call sign Scream Queen. Say hello, Anna.
Hello, fellas. How's it going?
Oh, we are hyped.
Outstanding.
We are hyped.
I know. We're so hyped.
And with Anna is always Hannah with an H, call sign Gorgal.
Yeah.
Hey, two of my most favorite men in the world.
Hear that, Nate? Suck it.
Yeah.
Oh, Nate's in there too.
No.
Goose is gone. Broke his neck. He's out.
Speaking of Goose, I came home today a little later than normal, and there was a cobra chicken dead in my backyard.
Oh, dang.
What's a cobra chicken? I have no idea what that is.
It's a Canadian goose.
Oh, because I know what a cobra is and I know what
Yeah.
a chicken is.
Yeah, so this is a cobra chicken because they're awful. Anyway,
Okay.
this
I didn't
this
know
thing
that.
was giant effing bird just dead in the back, and I thought, is that Nate?
I was gonna say I didn't have that action figure with my GI Joes. You know,
Cobra
it's
chicken.
Duke
Yeah.
versus Cobra Chicken.
What a match.
Yeah.
Oh yes. So if you can't tell what we are covering tonight, we are covering 2022's Top Gun Maverick.
Let's go.
Yes.
I wanted a new movie in for the month of action. I know we primarily do some of the older stuff, but and I'm going to ruffle feathers tonight, and I don't care. Top Gun's not an action movie. It's a drama.
Mhm.
It has jets, and it got a lot of people to sign up for the Navy, but I will forever die on the hill. It's not an action movie.
Didn't people actually sign up for the Air Force and not the Navy? Because
Yeah, I think people
didn't
got
actually
confused.
watch the movie, or they didn't understand what branch of the military it was.
I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I just want to be Tom Cruise. But you know, I'll say this. I'm not saying I don't like Top Gun. I'm just saying it's not an action movie. But Iron Eagle is better than Top Gun. Anyway, that is how spicy. I will start spicy, but we are covering Top Gun
Honestly,
Maverick.
you make a very interesting point there.
Yes.
They-
I
mean-
did say Maverick is better than
I
the
think
original.
so.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
agree. I agree
Yes.
wholeheartedly.
Yeah, this is. Whew, we got a lot to get into.
Yeah.
I want to go ahead and get the trailer out of the way.
Do it.
I did try to find a quick one, but after I watched the trailer, I got just as amped from when I watched the movie. So I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm playing this trailer, and it's like, let me say, we get hit or miss with some trailers. We get some great trailers. We get some, trailers. This is a perfect trailer.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
It's a perfect trailer. So here we go. Without further ado, Top Gun Maverick, the trailer.
What do we have here?
Yeah, here I thought we were special.
Fellas, this here's Bagman.
Hangman.
Whatever.
What the hell kind of mission is this?
Everyone here is the best there is. Who the hell are they going to get to teach us?
Captain Pete Maverick Mitchell. Let me be perfectly blunt. You are not my first choice. You are here at the request of Admiral Kazansky, a.k.a. Iceman. He seems to think that you have something left to offer the Navy. What that is, I can't imagine.
With all due respect, sir, I'm not a teacher. Just want to manage expectations.
What the hell? Good morning, aviators. This is your captain speaking.
And we're off.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
We're going into combat on a level no living pilot's ever seen.
Not even him.
You think up there you're dead. Believe me.
My dad believed in you. I'm not gonna make the same mistake.
Someone's not coming back from this.
Those are your pilots. Anything happens to them. You'll never forgive yourself.
No turning back now.
Having any fun yet?
Oh, okay. All right, we gotta go watch the movie again.
I know.
I'm a little disappointed we didn't get trailer voice guy.
It's
But
one of those when you
it's-
watch it, you don't need trailer voice guy.
Yeah, but it's a dying art, and
It
all,
is.
all
I
trailers
agree.
anymore are just stuff pulled from the movie, and it's fine, it's okay. But I do so miss trailer voice guy.
This one is just one of those where it doesn't give anything away. It doesn't
Right.
beat you over the head with anything. The visuals, I mean, if you go watch this trailer, my God, the marketing for this movie when it was coming out, man, I was hyped before I even went to the theater to see this thing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Let's jump into that part. So, Anna, we're going to start with you. What is your first memories of Top Gun Maverick? What's your history with it? And maybe a little bit of what's Top Gun, because I'm tell you right now, I'm never going to cover Top Gun on this show. So,
Oh man, well I definitely want to cover it on Cinema Slab. So
there you go.
at some
Okay,
point,
there you go.
we'll do it then.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's so funny because I was planning on rewatching this, and I asked Dad. I was like, "Hey, do you want to watch Maverick?" Because I knew he hadn't seen it yet, and he's like, "Well, yeah, we can, but I got to tell you, I haven't seen Top Gun." I was like, "You haven't seen Top Gun?" And so then it got me thinking, like, who did I watch this with? It had to have been my mom, because I watched it when I was young. It was around the same time I watched like Escape from New York and stuff like that. So yeah, I've loved it since I was a kid. My little heart broke when Goose died, and it still breaks today when he dies, you know. But yeah, I got to see this in the movie theater. And this came out like COVID was still going on and people weren't going to the movies. And this is kind of the movie that came out that got people out to the movies again. And I think seeing Maverick was the first time I had been to the movies in years, literally.
Wow.
And like, if you know me, I talk about the Nicole Kidman ad for AMC. Always gets me. It gets me emotional. So not only am I emotional because of that, and then like I'm back at the movies again, you know, then Tom Cruise comes up with this, you know, this intro. Hello, everyone. It's Tom Cruise. And this has been years in the making. It was such a, you know, he just gives this little monologue about the movie and what movies mean. And I was sobbing before the credits even rolled. It was just such, suckers. I know, suckers. But yeah, it was such a magical theater experience. That's what I was telling Hannah. I was like, you felt like you were up there with them, buddy, and just flying away. It was awesome.
Yeah. I'm surprised Nicole Kidman didn't like make them say, don't play my ad before Tom.
Oh, right. Good point.
Right.
I think everyone forgets about that picture when she walked out of the divorce attorney's office of that sigh of relief. Yeah.
Oh my god,
epic.
I love me some Tom Cruise actor, but I'm sure Tom Cruise personally isn't a dude I could hang out with. So
yeah, Tom Cruise at home's a dick, I think.
Yeah,
pretty
he's
much.
a Scientologist, so yeah.
All right, well. Hannah, what about you? What's your history with
Well, this was actually a first time watch for me. So I had seen Top Gun as a kid, but I don't think I was that big of a fan of it because obviously I think I've only seen it 2 or 3 times. So I don't really remember. I mean, of course, I remember Goose dying and things like that, like big things that happened in it, but it just wasn't one that like really stuck with me. But after watching Maverick, oh my gosh. Like, this is one that my mom and Nana, now, they don't go see a lot of movies. They're picky. And this is one that my mom and Nana went to see in theaters and was like trying to get me to go see it because they absolutely loved it. I'm pretty sure my mom went and saw it. And my Nana went and saw it 2 or 3 times while it was in the theater.
My Aunt Pat went to the movie theater like 12 times to see this. No
Oh,
joke,
yeah?
I swear. She had the soundtrack on CD. She listened to it in her car every day. She was obsessed with this movie.
Maverick or Top Gun?
She's the reason it hit $1 billion, probably.
Yeah, no doubt. I told her she was the reason it was staying in theaters for so long.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, oh no, you're fine. But yeah, so when you guys asked us to cover this, Anna was super excited because she knew I hadn't seen it. So it gave us the chance to watch it together. Oh my gosh, we had a blast. It was so much fun. And I do regret that I didn't get to see it in theaters because I know that would have been a great experience. But it was still great getting to watch it with Anna, and we were shouting at the screen, and of course, and we're gushing over all the hot men in this.
We were hooting and hollering like 2 old ladies at a Chippendale show.
Yes, especially that football scene on the beach. Holy crap! Yeah, woo.
Is this what it feels like on the other side for us, Pete?
I think so. Yeah,
whenever we're ogling
right.
the ladies,
Hey.
This
you
is how
couldn't
women
ignore
feel.
the hotness of the beefcake on the beach. Man.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Jennifer Connelly.
Like, it's not fair.
She's a smoke show.
Yes,
Oh.
yes.
I don't think anyone could have handled it if we saw her in a bikini in this movie.
Oh no. Woo.
They're like, I'm done. I'm out. I can't concentrate. All right. Well, Pete, what about you, brother? Did you actually get to see this in the theaters, or did you wait forever?
I waited, and I regret it. I know I regret it after I watched it last night. Like, boy, this would have been a hell of a theater experience. It would be on par for me watching a Godzilla movie on the big screen because that's something you need to experience. Like,
yes,
not every movie needs to be on the big screen, but this one. Absolutely, that you need to see this on the biggest screen you can possibly see, the best surround sound you can possibly get. So yeah, this was a first time watch for me, and Charlie and I have been doubling down on episodes here because I'm going on vacation and summertime and all that. So we recorded Monday, Thursday, and then now Monday again.
Yeah,
and I had a friend from Wisconsin come in out of town. And we hung out all weekend. I totally forgot to watch the movie.
Oh, no.
I completely forgot. I had a show on Sunday, and then after the show, these fellas and we just walked all over downtown Columbus and went to ComFest, and we just had a blast. I get home and I go, oh shit, I forgot to watch the movie. So I took a shower and popped it in and laid down on the couch, and I got through about 40 minutes of it, and then I was toast. So yeah. It's nothing to do with the quality of the movie. It was the exhaustion of this guy. But I did manage to watch the rest of it this morning before work, and then over my lunch break, I got to see the rest of it. So it's cool. It's a hell of a movie. I saw Top Gun in the theater, the original,
Oh, cool.
No way.
Oh yeah. That was. Yeah, this guy is older than most of y'all.
No, but that's kind of like
I'm
prime
jealous.
Pete age too
Yeah.
for going to the theater at that
Yeah.
point. And it was a Top Gun's PG,
It
so
was
there's
PG.
definitely no
Yep.
restrictions to going and seeing that one. So yeah,
But yeah, we saw that. It wasn't one that I went back to often, if at all. I think I've seen Top Gun once, maybe twice. I think Hannah, like you, I've only seen it not even a handful of times. It's just not. That's not my kind of movie. It was exciting and spectacular. Just it wasn't my thing. Maverick is a little different beast. So after I hear what Charlie has to say, then we can talk a little more about the movie itself. You're up, bud.
Charlie's
I'm up. Yeah. So I grew up with Top Gun, but kind of like what Pete is. I watched it when it came out, VHS, and it was never one that Dad and I revisited a lot. Like seriously, we watched Iron Eagle, all those, way more than we ever watched Top Gun. I own Top Gun. I've got it on Blu-ray. It's a great movie. It's just not. It's a freaking love story. Okay, there's way more schooling and Kelly McGillis than some people remember when they go back and going, is this really what's in this movie? Yeah, that's really what's in the movie. All the cool shit is in the trailer. That's Top Gun. Even the flying sequences, they're okay.
Yeah.
And there's barely a mission at the end. Okay, cool. And I love Michael Ironside and I love Val Kilmer and all these guys are fantastic. Early for Meg Ryan. So it has a special place for me, but not in something I watch all the time. So Top Gun Maverick come out. We're talking 36 years later, and saw all the promos, saw everything coming. You're right. This was like right when they were first giving us that little bit of, oh shit, we're gonna like lose all our theaters and Hollywood's gonna go broke. And it's all on the shoulders of Tom Cruise. And that's how they sold this movie.
Yeah, it was.
This is like, it's on the shoulders of Tom Cruise to save Hollywood, which is par for the course for Tom. That's fine.
He insisted this be in theaters because they weren't going to release it.
It was going to go straight to streaming, and he abso-fucking-lutely refused.
Yeah,
I'm sure he did a Tom Cruise and fought him.
Pulled out his Tom Cruise package and said, "Look,
that's right.
I am Hollywood royalty at this point in my life.
Yeah,
you will do what I say."
Yeah, Charlie, wasn't this like his production company that did this, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, because this was something that he had been working on with Tony Scott for a while, till the unfortunate things that happened with Tony Scott, and then Ridley jumped in to kind of put the Scott name on it. But this is definitely a Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah,
hands down. He was specific on how. And I was supposed to be talking about my history with it, but yeah, Tom Cruise had every bit of control over this movie. So this movie comes out. My buddy Seth calls me. He's like, "Hey man, let's go watch Top Gun." Cool, let's go. I'm on it. Get in the car. We're heading there. He goes, "I've already watched it." I'm like, "Motherfucker, what?" He goes, No, I've already watched it, and I can't wait to watch it again. And I knew you have to see this. I'm like, "All right, cool. That's fine. Let's go." And Seth, we got done with the movie. Seth goes, "I had more fun watching your face during the movie than watching the movie the second time. You were in that damn movie, weren't you?" And I'm like, I walked out of that theater. I got up and went, "That's a fucking 10 out of 10. And I walked out of that theater. And I was, because I'm going like, Top Gun's not an action movie. And I went, "That's the greatest action movie I've ever seen in my life." That movie was so amped up. I've seen it probably about 3 times till last night. Jackie had never seen it.
Oh.
Even when I bought it, she just hadn't sat down and watched it. So we pulled the chairs together, front and center, start the movie. I think she had her phone out for about the first 5 minutes, and then I noticed she never picked it back up.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
She got into this movie. She is laughing. She's excited. She is bawling her eyes out when you're supposed to bawl your eyes out in this movie. She's like, it's an emotional roller coaster. I don't know what to do with my feelings. I messaged everybody in the group last night. I said, we started this late. I didn't go to bed till 1 a.m. because I was amped watching the movie. Now, I'm not going to say it wasn't the bowl of Captain Crunch I had before I watched the movie.
It has nothing to do with that.
But
Nothing.
Extra sugar. Yeah, no.
I felt like I did the first time I watched it in the theater, and then having her have that experience with me last night.
That is
and it was
awesome.
just, she's just like, this was fantastic. She goes, how do I go to bed now? She's like, she goes, I know I have to. We got to get up. And I was like, I'm going to stay up. I put on some random bullshit movie and just kind of sat there for a little bit. And then all day today, I'm in like, I want to watch it again. I did the trailer and I was like, I want to watch it again. It's fantastic. So yeah, let's talk about the movie a little bit. So yeah, Top Gun Maverick. Tom Cruise has been working on this thing forever, trying to get the right story, the right thing going. I guess Tony Scott did have an original treatment. This isn't it whatsoever. They went a totally different direction with it. And Tom Cruise was like adamant on how certain things were going to be done. This is also a movie that broke a lot of norms in Hollywood because Tom Cruise goes, look, we're going to have, he goes, I want no green screen, but I understand some things may have to be green screened. But when you see the pilots in the jets, those are the actors in the jets.
And you could tell. It was very easy to tell that those individuals were experiencing
the
it might not have been the 9 or 10 G's that they were supposedly pulling, but they were definitely experiencing high gravity.
I think they pulled, you know, multiple G's.
Oh yeah, sure, I believe that.
And I will say, I fully believe Tom Cruise was like, I want to do it. Pull 9 G's, and they're like, Tom, we'll do like 5. He goes, no, 7. He's like, no, okay, 6.5. He goes, okay, we'll do 6.5. There's scenes of him where his head is just like smushed back.
Oh yeah.
And I read that the camera's in the jet, so the actor where the camera's facing at him, they are filming themselves. They're responsible for starting the camera, their own makeup, making sure the lighting was correct, all that stuff. And the director was sitting down there till they were done with the flying segments before he could see what they did and then go whether we need another take or not.
Oh my gosh.
Damn, that's crazy.
That is
crazy. That'd be the worst. Like, oh, I got it. No, you got to go back up.
No. Your face was sideways the entire time. We have no idea. You know, Goose, or Rooster, you were upside down. We don't even think you were inverted in that scene. So we got to do it all over again.
You're facing the wrong direction.
Yeah.
The reactions in the cockpit were because it was real, were of course real. What a dumb thing to say. But like they're holding on to the
canopy.
Canopy. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Like they're looking for the oh shit bar. Like where is my oh shit bar? And there isn't one in these things. Yeah. It's just that natural reaction that the actors had really added to how cool this film was.
It added a level of realism that some
that
movies
we've
just
never seen
don't
before.
have.
Yeah, you never see that.
No.
Never seen that.
We had real jets in Top Gun, and we had real aerial shots, and they were actually, you know, climbing into the jets and out of the jets. And I'm sure there was a couple of times they were in it flying, but this is what set Maverick apart. This is what Tom Cruise knew had to happen that people wanted to see. And it's honestly, this is what the original one was missing to make me love the movie more.
Fair.
Yeah.
Because
I
am with these pilots. It's a lot of training. It's a lot of talking. It's a lot of exposition, a lot about the mission. So it's kind of like the original Top Gun. You know, it's like they didn't really change the formula a whole lot, but because I'm in it, and now I care about Rooster because I have a connection to Goose.
Oh, sure.
And you know, they're selling it. You know, Tom Cruise, I don't care what anyone says. You can say he's a piece of shit. You can say whatever, but you say he can't act. Fucking watch this movie.
He can act.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he's terrifyingly charming in damn near every movie he's ever made. It's like, I want to like this guy, but then you hear about what he does in that anyway.
Yeah, then you're kind of like that, you know. and I'm not gonna
separate the art from the artist.
That's how good of an actor he is that I actually like him on screen, and I don't think I would give him the time of day off.
And that's why I said what I said. It's like, I'm sure I couldn't hang out with him. I'd have dinner with the man. I wouldn't say that,
If
but
he pays for it, I'll have dinner with him.
obviously I'm going to make him pay.
So-
I'm getting the most expensive thing.
So there's a great video recently. Tom Cruise actually went to the Eras tour and he's in the VIP tent getting it to shake it off, dude. I've got to send it to y'all. And he's like getting friendship bracelets from the Swifties. So
Oh,
like,
that's
you see that and
hilarious.
you're like, damn, I like that Tom Cruise.
Well, he's in the public eye.
Yes.
Public eye Tom Cruise is a
Yep.
dude to hang out with.
Yes.
Tom Cruise in private, I don't know about.
Not so much.
Right. And this movie just set one, it starts out just like Top Gun did. You get the music that I played earlier.
Kenny Loggins.
Well, yeah, then Danger Zone starts
Danger
playing.
Zone
He's just-
starts.
Same.
I was hoping there would be a new Kenny Loggins version of it. Not
was
that it changed anything, but like today
Re-record
Kenny
it.
Loggins singing
Yeah.
it, because that was clearly 1986 Kenny Loggins singing that thing. That
well,
was,
they were probably like,
I didn't
Kenny's
hate
like,
it,
it's perfect. Why would I redo it?
that's a very good point.
Facts.
Yeah.
Big facts.
But I get what you're saying. You almost feel like there should be like an updated. But then I would also, and if it sucked, I'd be like, don't fuck with perfection. You just play Danger Zone. It's right there. You just play it. It'd be done with it.
Pay the man the royalties and use it.
Yeah, you don't have to do any extra work. It's already there.
Yeah.
It's already there.
It's done. And then he knew what the fans wanted. He was like, okay, I'm in this hangar. I'm working on a P-51 Mustang. I need to get the jacket out. Everyone's going to know the jacket.
Yep.
He pulls that
Yes,
jacket
the
out of
jacket.
the locker, and you're just like, oh, I want a bomber jacket so bad right now.
Yeah, I want to be cool.
And then he pulls that cover off of the Kawasaki, and it's the bike from Top Gun.
Yeah.
And he redoes his iconic. Everyone knows that
Chasing or
scene,
racing the airplane.
right? Racing the airplane, and he's out there on it, and my God, and everything with the Dark Star. To just go where he's a test pilot. I'm like, well, that makes every bit of sense.
Yeah.
Dude wants to just keep going faster. What else are you going to do? I'm going to go be a test pilot. And that Dark Star's so badass. It doesn't fly. They added that. It's totally combined. It's probably something in the works. Speaking of which, I also love the little Skunk Works sticker when he's inside the cabin and he's giving it the throttle. If you look, there's a little tiny skunk. And that's from Skunk Works, who do like all of the stealth jets and everything that's like high tech and everything.
With like Lockheed Martin, because they do.
So you got like Lockheed Martin, then you have Skunk Works, and you have like all these different bidding companies. That was one that they're giving a throw out to Skunk Works on, and
It was a badass jet.
I love it. It felt like a GI Joe, like the Night Raven or something.
Right. I was thinking
in
X-Men.
real life.
Well,
Basically the same plane. Pete,
Yeah.
I think we're just picking two different.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Cartoon. It's totally
Nerds.
fine.
Nerds.
Nah, we're definitely nerds. And Ed Harris coming in as the admiral.
What
to
a
shut it down.
badass.
God.
Standing there and letting a jet fly over you. How he didn't get knocked on his ass, I will never know.
That's how.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's true.
I'm sorry.
So
Anna, you're 1,000%
You're
right.
right.
Because
Yeah.
it's Ed motherfucking Harris.
Yes.
But they
Wrong. Need I say more?
that was like all filmed in camera, and the only thing they did differently was they used a real jet to fly over, but then they
Clearly, yeah.
they composited the Dark Star over it
Oh, very good.
to look
Okay.
like it's the new jet. But they didn't know the roof was going to fly up when they filmed it.
So that's real? That's real?
Yeah.
No way.
That wasn't planned, huh?
That is
The
so
roof was
cool.
What a
they
great
had
accident.
they had no idea that it would flip up that quick, and they're flying pretty low.
Holy crap. Yeah.
But yeah, that was not planned. They were like, okay, well, that's in, and we had one shot. That's what they got, and it fits a Top Gun vibe
Yeah.
fully.
Oh, sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fully. And seeing this in theater, and he's pushing that to Mach 10, and it's just like, yeah, Hondo's over there going, don't do it. Just
Yeah.
just
Shout out to
don't.
Hondo. He's a real one.
Dude, Hondo, probably my third or fourth favorite character in this. Like, you're gonna have like Mav and Rooster,
Yeah.
and Hangman, people I really, really like, but Hondo is like top 5.
Yeah.
Hondo's up there.
Exactly.
He is Tom Cruise's dude.
Yeah.
Because he goes with him. Like, you think Hondo's gonna stay with the, the test program, but then he's on the aircraft carrier, and you're like, Hondo's here. What's going on? That's cool.
I don't like that look,
But-
Mav.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the only look I got.
Only look I got.
It's the only look I got. No, I love it. And then watching this movie too, seeing that jet explode, had no clue they were going like that. I figured he was going to mess it up. I figured something was going to happen, but when it blew up in theater, I'm just.
Uh-oh. Well, that was a short movie.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're sitting there going, well, we're really going to kill Mav off that? Wait, I thought the trailer had him in a different jet. What's going on?
Yeah.
And then he does, okay, Tom, they've done this joke before. It was in Eraser. Arnold Schwarzenegger parachutes out of a plane that's crashing, and he lands in a junkyard. And this little kid walks up to him, and Arnold's like, "Where am I?" And he goes, "Earth. Welcome." So when Tom goes, "Where am I?" and the kid goes, "Earth," I'm like, good joke. It's been done, so don't you dare claim it, because that's Arnold's joke.
Oh man, I did not get that was from Eraser. That's awesome, because I used to love that movie when I was a kid, and it's so funny because I tried to show it to my nana recently, and like the first 5 minutes they dropped the F-bomb. She's like, "Turn this off, turn this off." I'm like, I used to watch this all the time when I was a kid. What do you mean cut this off? Yeah, it was so funny.
That was my first DVD. I love that movie.
I do
And that's
too.
why I knew that joke right off, and I went, "Yeah, y'all are going to say it,
Good
aren't
joke.
you?" It's a great joke.
Good joke.
And I think it should have been used, because he's basically wearing a space helmet, and a space suit and everything. It's like, I get it. I like it. And he gets dressed down by Ed Harris, which is fantastic acting again.
Yeah.
Just standing there taking it. Ed Harris is just giving him up one hill, down the other. And then just that, yep, you're going to North Island. That disappointment in Ed Harris's voice when he says that line, and the look of, "What'd you say?"
Excuse
With
me,
Tom
what?
Cruise.
Say what?
Because I know what that word is, but that word's not supposed to come out of your mouth. That's where I'm going. And you just you're going back to Top Gun.
I was expecting the brig,
Chill
and
bump.
you're sending me to North Island.
Yeah, I mean,
Put
he's
that
a
in your
troublemaker.
Pentagon budget and shove it. Whatever he said. I love that. He shoots him that look, and he's like, "Sir," and sits down.
that dude. Oh, I cracked up with that one. That was a great. Everybody's happy. I mean, they're trying to go for drones, which is a real thing.
Yeah.
Governments really want, and I'm not against drones, so it's not like something that we should be like, no drones. It was Tom was trying to save everybody's job. They had a job to do. They had gotten this far, and that's a government thing. We've spent billions. Yeah, we're done with that. Let's move on to the next thing and spend another $1 billion on it. Because you can't tell me that Dark Star thing, only cost a few million.
Oh no.
That's a $1 billion bill that got slid in on
I would guess it's a
healthcare or some
multi-billion
other
dollar.
shit.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. But anyway, that's getting into the minutia of it. I just want to get into the badassery.
Minutia.
The minutia. But that's what got me though. I'm into this story. Like, I am fully into it. And I love finding out that he was an instructor at Top Gun a couple months, but he was an instructor for a little while.
Yeah.
And he just never wanted to get promoted. And they don't come out and say it, but the reason he doesn't want to be promoted is once you're past that, you're not in a jet.
You're not flying anymore.
Right.
Exactly.
Mhm.
You're behind a desk. When he's going, like, you could have been like a 2-star general by now. You could have been a senator by now. You're just like, damn, 36 years though. That's
I'll take flying planes over being a senator any
well,
day.
yeah.
Hell yeah,
But I mean,
That sounds awful.
some people do it for the political,
Yeah, the political
avenue
gain.
that they're going to
To
get.
each
Yeah.
their own. That
Yeah.
sounds terrible to this guy.
But
No.
that's why Tom, Mav just never tries to get further ahead. And we also find out that Iceman's still around, which
I know.
dude, I
I
it
sobbed
sounds like
too. Yeah.
it
I
sounds
grew
like
up
a
with Val
fun.
Kilmer.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Oh, so did I. You know, say what you want. I love Batman.
I do too.
I
I'm
love
not
the
mad.
neon in that movie. I love the neon. I love the look of that. But Val Kilmer, you know, he's done some shitty movies. Yeah, early on he was kind of a shitbag.
Yeah.
But I've always kind of liked him. He was a perfect Iceman.
Oh yeah.
And to find out that he actually did, you know, he got the promotions, he got put up there, and he's been saving Mav's ass his entire
For the last
military
30
career.
years.
30-something
Yeah.
years.
You're not going to have Iceman catching you and you fall anymore, Mav. But, you know, and just finding out everything with Val Kilmer being in this, because
Yeah.
he had throat cancer in real life.
Okay,
They made that part of the character.
I was wondering what was wrong.
So that's what they made that part of Iceman's character, and they say it's when he's talking to Sarah, his wife, she goes, "It's come back." Val Kilmer actually it had come back.
Oh,
yeah.
He was unable to speak when they were filming this, so everything he says, they were able to get earlier dialogue he had done, and then morph it so it sounds like him talking.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's Val's voice, but it's not him physically talking in the
Wow.
movie.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
they
was
said it
wondering
was.
about that.
They said it was like an emotional, but then they would be filming together and they would just bust out laughing together. Val had typed out that he goes, it felt like we had just left the set of Top Gun, and it was the exact same.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's awesome. I'm sure that they've stayed in contact over the years.
Yeah,
And
because Tom was really adamant, and he wanted Val Kilmer in this movie, and he wasn't
If
going to
he's
pull any
still
punches.
alive and able, you've got to put him in this movie.
Yes.
Exactly.
The fans will rebel.
Such a huge part of the original.
And it works so
Right.
well for the story for Mav now. Like
Yeah.
you said, he did take all the promotions. He is behind the desk.
Yeah.
But he's the one who's been keeping Mav in that plane all those years.
Exactly.
yeah, he's been keeping him going. So Tom made Val's role pivotal in the movie.
Yeah.
So it's not just us following him being a mentor to Rooster, which is Goose's son in this movie. It's like a family, you know, it's just, you see this in Tom, you know, they don't really talk about Mav's family. So his family is the Navy, you know, it's Iceman and then Goose's family. And he's been, you know, he says in the movie, he's felt like a surrogate father to Rooster, even though Rooster has hated him, you know, because he pulled his papers at his mom's request. How do you, and that's a good Lord to come up with that, where you're like, she asked me, you know, to pull his papers. How do I tell him that? Because he's going to hate his mom.
Yeah.
And I don't want him to hate his mom. I'd rather him hate me.
Yeah.
But it sucks that he hates me.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, Jesus, man, this is like emotional shit
Yeah.
that I care about.
Yes.
Normally in a movie, I'm like, where's the guns?
It's almost
where's
like
explosions?
Charlie, it's almost like it's a
And
drama.
it just
Stop
builds
it,
you up for when
It's
they see
like
each
it's a
other for the first
drama.
time. You know, Rooster and like yeah, and then like you're just like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
That whole scene in the bar is just amazing to see the young cadets coming in. They're giving shit to everyone. They're giving shit to Tom Cruise because they don't know who he is.
Pops.
And
Old timer Pops.
We get introduced to Jennifer Connelly, who's Penny, which it was a stretch, but I'm okay with it that she's the Penny from the first movie that they mentioned.
So explain that. I don't remember that at all.
Okay, Meg Ryan in the first one, when they're at the bar talking, and it's Kelly McGillis is there, and she mentions, oh yeah, that thing with Mav and the general's daughter, Penny. And it gets brought up that is this Penny in this movie is someone he's kind of had an on and off fling with for way before Kelly McGillis popped up. So it made more sense to not have her come back and reprise her role.
Why would you stop having a fling with Jennifer Connelly?
Exactly.
Because you're Mav. And I think it was, I don't ever think it was because he just left her. It was because mission.
Yeah.
Mission. Here.
I get it.
Deployment. And you know, that wears on, there's
A relationship.
it happens in
yeah.
the military. It really does. My dad was stationed in Korea, and it was after once I was born, he decided not to re-up because he was like, family time, so
Yeah.
no more living on an army base for Charlie. When he's 3 years old, it's go back to the mountains of Virginia. And that's my dad's decision.
Great.
I could have easily been raised on a military base, and mom's like they were in Georgia, they were there, then they were in New Mexico. That it was like 2 or 3 different bases they lived on.
Dang.
Till I come around, and then it's like, yeah, we're done, we're out.
Oh, well, that's great.
Dad was at his thing.
Yeah,
Good
he
for
was
your
like,
dad.
nope, I'm gonna
That's
be
great.
dad. That's
Mhm.
great.
That's
No,
honorable.
it worked out good. But so yeah, this whole bar scene is just great. And then Jackie goes, holy shit, he looks just like him.
I
does,
know.
doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Got that same bad mustache.
I know.
And
Yeah.
the stash helps
Yes,
a
the
lot, but
stash.
his mannerisms when he walks in, he kind of has the facial features. It
Yeah.
was him, Nicholas Hoult, who was Beastman in the new X-Men movies. He was also the main war boy in Fury Road.
He was in Renfield.
Yeah, he was in Renfield.
He was in Renfield.
Oh, okay.
And
Body,
the
bunch of stuff.
last name is Powell, but it's Hangman
Oh,
was
Glenn
up
Powell.
for Glenn
Yeah.
Powell. He was up for Rooster, all 3 of them. They had to go to Tom's house, and they had a chemistry test to see how well they got along.
Okay.
So Tom got along really well with Miles Teller, but he goes, I really got along with Glenn, but he's like, he's not Goose's kid. So they made Hangman's character a larger character in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Because he had
Okay.
such a good interview with Tom.
Oh.
I was like, perfect. Love it. Love everything I'm hearing right now. Do y'all know who Bob is?
Love Bob.
Yeah,
Nope.
I love Bob.
Baby on board.
Yeah. Do you know who he is, though?
No, who is
No.
it?
Did you see his last name at the credits?
No.
His last name is Pullman.
What?
That's
So wait-
Bill Pullman's kid.
No shit.
No way.
Jackie saw the name, and I went, see the name? She goes, he looks just like
He
him.
does.
Yes,
Now that you
I'm-
say that, oh
yes.
man, that's
That
crazy.
is crazy.
It's wild when you see it. You're like, damn, that's a young Bill Pullman right there. This is
Yeah.
insane. I like Bob. Bob Low-key is also one of my favorite characters in there, just because
Oh yeah, he's
that whole
great.
interaction where they're like, hey, Bob's here. And they all like, how long you been here? He goes, I've been here the whole time.
Yeah,
The whole time.
yeah.
He's like, he must be the stealth pilot. He goes, no, I do navigation. They go, you don't get the joke. Like the
Yeah.
joke just went
You don't get
way
it.
over his head. But the writing, the script with this thing, the way they just got this, there's a good amount of comedy, there's a perfect amount of action, there's a perfect amount of, drama. Yes, Pete, I'll use the word. It works in layers to where this movie's pretty long. It's like a little over 2 hours long.
Yeah.
It's
almost 2.5
it's
hours
just like 2 point.
But it doesn't
Uh,
feel that
2 hours,
long.
5 minutes.
Man.
It does not feel
No.
that long.
It doesn't.
whatsoever.
2.5.
Even though it took
Yeah.
Pete 3 times to watch
Well-
it, not for the sake of the movie. I get it.
Wasn't the movie's fault that it took
No.
me
I
so
got
long
But
to
feel that,
watch?
Pete. I'm the same way. I get it.
I don't understand people that do that. Unless I fall asleep, I am watching a movie from beginning to end.
Well,
I'm in it.
I
I
have the
fall asleep.
squirrel mentality. I've got to. I can't sit still for that long sometimes.
Yeah,
It's the
she
only
gotta
time I
do
get
camera
to
work or
sit
something.
still. I am up and going all day long. It's like now I get to sit in my chair.
That's
And
fair.
I'm gonna
yeah.
watch a movie.
I need to learn to do that more.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all good. But it helps when it's a well done movie.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the training,
Oh, yeah.
the difference between the first movie's training segments and this movie's training segments are night and day. Like I like the first movie's ones, where it's playing, trying to hit each other and doing all of that stuff. This one works so much better. It feels so much more intense. The way Mav flies up in between them when they're in the jets, like, okay, where's he at? And he just comes and splits the planes
Yeah.
in half with his jet. And he literally just takes everyone out.
Yeah, these kids are the best of the best in the United States. They are
Yes.
the Top Gun.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
are the best pilots out there. And Tom Cruise is making them look silly.
Yeah.
They
They
look,
look like first year.
foolish. Yeah.
Yes.
And they're all like they all have the bravado. So they're all cock of the walk,
Right.
hopping in their jets like, we got this, old man, whatever. Oh my God. And it just wipes them out.
They do that almost like a death spin when him and Miles Teller get into it, and he does the.
That
you know,
was cool as heck. I couldn't believe it.
I love that it's a throwback to where he rolls over inverted in the first movie
yeah.
and waves at the one dude. They do it again, but it works that Miles forces them into that spin, because you got to think you can't just break off from that without communicating who you're with, because if you both break off in the same direction, you're
Kaboom.
toast.
Yeah.
And there's no
Boom.
ejection from that one. So the intensity it added, because you're like watching it going, well, they can't pull up. They can't just eject. And he's talking him through, like, you got us into this. You got to get us out of this. And they're getting closer and closer to the ground till they both finally, choose a way to break and pull up. Adrenaline, just holding my breath. Fourth time I watched it, holding my breath, going, oh God, there we go. Okay, I can breathe. Breathe, Charlie. Breathe.
Okay.
Hangman leaves his other people to die, because that's basically how he got his name, because he broke off, let Tom get a hold of the other two, and they're like, well, that's why we call him Hangman, because he'll leave you hanging out to dry. But then Hangman's like, all right, somebody tell me where he is. We're dead, asshole. Good luck.
That was one of the best lines. Like, we're dead, dude.
Yeah. What do you want from us? We're a greasy spot in the desert right now. You're on your own. And the added level of the push-ups too, like if you get shot down first, you got everyone's doing like 200 push-ups.
200 push-ups. That's a lot of push-ups.
That's a lot. I don't want to do 10.
No.
Okay.
I don't want to do 5.
I used to be able to do 100, but not any more than that.
That was a different level of Pete. Yeah.
That was pre-knee surgery.
Pete.
I've got a picture of Pete that, it's pretty nice.
Oh goodness!
You're telling me he's looking
I
like Top Gun nice?
I could have been on that football field.
Football team nice.
He could have done it, but this particular picture, I'd say more like Sparta 300.
Oh, dang.
Holy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Pete.
That might make an appearance during Month of Action here.
We
That
probably
might-
should do that. Yeah.
I might pop that one up just to let that one
you're
out for
gonna
the
have to
ladies.
Yeah, you got
That's
to.
right. I might Photoshop my face onto it.
Or Nate, like you said, you were. That'd be a treat for Nate to wake up
My
to.
body,
Just
but
both
Charlie's
your
taking
faces.
credit for it.
I'll just do a picture of the 300 and then I'll put all our faces on those.
Yeah.
That's
and
it.
There you go.
Yeah.
This is action. Just kidding.
That's perfect.
That is so perfect.
That'll be awesome.
Oh,
This
that
month of
would be
action. This is all.
awesome.
But yeah, so all of this is because, and I like the mission there. So they don't ever really say who, which is the correct way to do it nowadays. It's just a foreign adversary.
That's
They
the
are
best way to do it without pissing somebody
it's
off
the-
that you don't need to piss off.
absolutely. You never know
And then
if
it's-
you're gonna be friends with them again. You know.
Yeah,
And then
for
it's
sure.
not like it's not like a Cold War movie where, oh yeah, remember when Russia was our worstest enemy? Oh God.
Remember when we were cool and then we weren't,
Yeah,
but then we were
weren't.
cool again.
Right.
Now
right.
we're not again.
It doesn't make it doesn't pigeonhole it into a period piece, so to speak.
No.
Yeah.
I will say though, I have a country in mind when I watch this
Oh, sure.
movie, and it is those. That's
Yep.
I put that together myself, especially when the helicopter comes out later,
Yep.
because I'm like,
Yeah.
I know countries that have that helicopter.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a cool looking helicopter though.
It was a bitchin' helicopter.
It's an awesome.
Airwolf
helicopter.
would have been jealous of that helicopter.
Airwolf would have shit its pants had it seen that.
Yeah,
helicopter.
it would have.
Only thing Airwolf had for it going at that moment was speed, sir, because that helicopter had everything on it, including an espresso machine. That is
Yeah.
everything it had. There was a little vodka dispenser in there. Oh, I said who it was. Anyway.
Oh, anyway.
Yeah.
I gave it away.
That's my bad. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
one of
Somebody's
their
listening.
bots was listening to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They jumped in and said,
we
"Ooh,
got to
these
be
guys
real
gotta shut
careful
us
about
down."
this.
It was
They shut us down.
I went too far with the vodka thing. I think I really ruffled some feathers over there. So
Yeah.
apologies
Ruffled some babushkas.
to our one download we get from Russia every month. So we see you, Putin. We see you.
No offense to the Russian friend.
Yeah. Hey, Russia. That's right.
We got
So anyway, before I
God.
was so rudely interrupted by the undescript bad guys, I was going to say that they do really well with the mission that they lay out. Yes, I heard all of the people complaining when the movie came out. It's just the Death Star run.
Oh,
yeah, okay,
yeah, kind of.
How do you not compare it to that? How do most missions not get compared to that?
Yeah.
You go through something to a target and get the fuck out. Okay. I can call the Death Star run me going to getting gas. I'm on a mission. I run around some cars, I get the gas, I get the fuck out. Death Star mission. Okay. The difference is they shot two. Okay. It was two different shots they had to nail.
Two different miracle shots.
Yeah. Two womp rats had to get killed.
Right. And Beggars Canyon.
That's it. But I love it. And I love how they show how they train for it, that they don't have the exact terrain, but they're doing it off of the computer.
Yeah.
So they had something similar so that, you did have things in the way, but especially the canyon part, they're out in the open desert and they have to do that G pull straight up.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand aviation, but I kind of understand they do the G pull up and then they have to invert so that they stay on target when they come over the edge of the canyon.
You can't go.
You can't
go down.
Right.
If you roll and keep pulling up, it's
it's almost like your flaps are still able to pull you down instead of, because you would be up way too high before you could invert down. But I just love the thought. Just that
you're using that kinetic energy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're not slowing down. It's kind of like just taking your foot off the accelerator
and just kind of
where you keep rolling.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent to drifting in a jet.
Yeah.
There you go. Exactly
said.
Yeah. Look, I'm from Appalachia. Okay, everyone can say drifting got started in Japan. No, it didn't.
Yeah.
Come down some of our roads.
Back roads.
We were drifting in the 70s and 80s.
Oh, you were drifting in the 40s during Prohibition.
Well, there's that too, yes. Then they just decided it was NASCAR and you just turned left the entire time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Big
I don't know
circle.
why. Yeah. But yeah. No, it's essentially drifting with a jet, which is awesome. But I love it. I love how they depict the mission so we can see the progression of the training, how resistant Rooster is. You find out that he's a good pilot, but he doesn't push himself.
He thinks too much.
Yeah.
He thinks too much. Well, your dad got killed in a jet. Your uncle pulled your papers from the academy, so obviously he doesn't think you're good enough to do it. Your mom probably wasn't really supportive of joining.
Certainly didn't encourage it. That's for sure.
Right. There's no encouragement there. So I kind of get that character flaw of his where he's reserved. He holds himself back, but he's still good.
Yeah.
And I like that they give a little nod to the Iceman Maverick, pull that they had in the first one between Hangman and Rooster.
Oh yeah.
I was waiting for Hangman to do the whole chomp at him with the teeth.
Yeah.
I was like, I think even Tom Cruise was like, should we try it? No, let's not. No, that's too much.
Yeah, that would have been too much.
Yeah.
I like fan service, but sometimes it can be too much. Go ahead, Hannah.
Yeah, they had.
Yeah. I was just gonna say I really loved Hangman's character. Like his character added a lot to this movie for me, and just seeing him, because at first you can tell he's not really sure about Maverick, and he doesn't. You can tell he don't really respect him at first, but then as he sees him teaching them, and he's like, "You have to do this fast." Like that's what's holding Rooster back. Is Rooster he's not fast enough.
He's scared.
He's scared. And which, I mean, of course, his what happened to his father, I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. but Hangman, like, he gets it. And so I really thought that 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 Maverick was going to choose Hangman to be his wingman at first.
That would have been the easy way out,
But
I
yeah,
think.
he ends up choosing Rooster because he wants to give him that chance. He knows he can do it.
Well, he says it. He goes, if I send him on this mission, he may not come home.
Yeah.
If I don't send him on this mission, I
Right.
lose him anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Maverick's in a lose-lose, but Hangman is still too cocky.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
have
yeah.
to be able to trust the
true.
people on your
Hangman
team.
has
Yeah.
ultimate. He has such confidence in his skill set that he's the bully of the group. He's the
Right.
He's the bad. I don't see the bad guy, but he's the asshat.
He's
Yeah.
it's more
he's-
like I
he's the
think
cocky jock
antagonist
that
works
knows
best
he's
for
good.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single pilot in there is probably an equal individual in the air, but he knows it and he emphasizes it. He lets everybody know
Yeah.
how great he is, and him getting knocked down a peg by not being chosen by Maverick,
That was
I
huge.
think, is his hero's journey toward the end of the movie, where he comes in to save the day, to knock down that last. What were those? Not dreadnought. What was
Not
it called?
dreadnoughts. They were they kept calling them like the Generation 5.
Gen 5.
Fifth
Fifth
generation.
fifth generation fighters.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They can't
So
say MiGs because MiGs was an actual like type of plane. So
he
but-
he
Yeah.
went through a large hero's journey.
It did.
Like when he first got shot down, he's like, "There's no one shoots me down," because doesn't he have like a kill already in the air?
He already
that's why
has
he's cocky.
one kill.
He's
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
the one kill.
Yeah.
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 Which is a rarity. Not many pilots get that.
No.
Yeah, and I
It's-
get, like, for what they're doing, they got to be a little cocky. I get
Oh, sure.
that.
Oh,
Yes.
But at the
absolutely.
same time, you have to work as a team. Just like we're shown when they finally do the mission and all those missiles are going off and they're like 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Like that was
epic.
so awesome.
They went
That
from
just
individuals
shows,
to a
like,
team.
when
You're
you work
absolutely
as a
right, Anna.
team, you you can do anything. And
And-
that's where Hangman, he's kind of
That's where Maverick couldn't trust him.
yes,
He was
exactly.
he's untested in that level at that capacity.
Well, that, and he's got a track record. His name is Hangman. He leaves people
Yeah.
hanging.
Well, yeah. Well,
And that's
also the other
nobody
end.
wants
The
that guy
other-
on their team.
The rest of the team don't trust him either.
Right.
So that makes a
Yeah.
huge difference. And then that brings up, Phoenix and Bob, that they got picked for the final mission, but you got to realize they went through something traumatic in their training. Like they
Right.
literally
Good
had to
point.
eject
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a
and
great
get out.
point.
But now they've experienced it. Like you have now experienced what could possibly be the worst thing that you could walk away from, but the worst thing you could have happen while flying. And they still got back in the jets and they still trained. So that kind of solidified them for Maverick to pick them as the backup, the second flight team
Yeah.
to come through. They don't give enough to, and I can't even remember what his call sign was, but the other jet with Rooster.
Coyote.
Yeah, the one
Coyote.
that,
Coyote.
Isn't one of them he passes out when he's trying
He
to
does
get
the G. He gets
Yes.
G locked.
So he had a
and
traumatic experience too.
I thought they were going to kill him. I
Yeah,
was
I
like,
did
okay,
too.
they're going to kill someone in training.
Mhm.
And I thought it was going to be Coyote the first time I watched it because he barely pulls out
Yes.
in time.
Because he's the token. I'm sorry.
And you're right. I think they did it on purpose. I really do think they did it on purpose because everyone's going to think they're going to kill the black guy.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good
And-
point.
It is a good point.
The fact that he pulls
I meant
it
it as a
out
joke,
and
but I also kind of meant it for
No,
real.
I
Take
got.
him anywhere.
I think it
Oh.
worked both. It worked both. He's had a
Yeah.
beer. It's okay.
Yeah. He's a little lit.
It's okay.
It's
He's-
okay.
It takes him a few more before we have to worry.
We're all
It's
little
all
lit.
right.
Yeah.
That's all right. I am drinking Starburst Ice. Charlie is not.
Gross.
Charlie's
So
not lit,
That
okay?
makes me throw up in my mouth every time you say that.
Good.
Well,
That's
hey,
less
listen,
alcohol in your
Starburst
system.
candy.
Go ahead, Anna.
Hannah and I were talking earlier about Phoenix. Man, once they're at that mission, she is right on Maverick's ass, and she is keeping up with him the whole time. We were like, "Woo, girl power!"
Yes, I love how they had a girl that backed him up. Yeah, that was awesome, and Bob. But yeah,
again, Tom Cruise understood that yes, we need female characters in this because they're obviously in the military.
Yeah,
They're prominent now, but I love the fact that it's not. Oh, let's just make all of them girls.
Yes,
exactly. I know you guys have to be tired of seeing that in certain movies when they come out, where you're just like, can't we just make a good movie? Why does it have to weigh on?
This is how it would be in real life,
right?
Exactly.
And that's what makes
it's
it relatable.
really sad that
and to see her kicking ass right out there with Maverick and pretty much showing up all the boys is really cool.
I mean, that's one of the greatest things about this movie is everything is so believable. It's so real. You believe in these people. You believe in the relationships. You believe that they really are fighter pilots. I mean, it just, and it makes it so submersive too, because you know that they really did those things. And
it's awesome.
Go ahead, Pete. You were going to say something.
Oh, the sad fact is, in 1986, when this movie came out, there were no women in Top Gun.
Well, that was definitely the point of that.
They weren't. I don't know if they weren't allowed or they weren't.
I don't think any were. Don't quote me. I don't think any were pilots at the time.
None of them were fighter pilots for sure.
But there were service women and stuff like that.
One of the cool
it was
things.
just the way it was back then. That's the way the times were.
Yeah,
that's not that long ago. That's the sad part. It's not that long ago.
Since '86.
I was
36
I was
years.
in school with a gal who is a Navy fighter pilot right now. She's
fantastic.
That's awesome.
Just got pinned colonel. She's got pinned as a colonel.
Nice.
But you got to look at
just like 3 weeks ago. Yeah,
the time Top Gun came out, though, that would have been someone that went to school in like the 60s.
Sure.
And then went into the military and got moved up and stuff like that. You know, Tom Cruise is older than Tom Skerritt was in the first movie in this one. Tom Skerritt was like, I think 54. Tom Cruise was 56 in this movie.
Oh my
and Tom Skerritt looked like he was way older than ever. I don't know. Tom Cruise doesn't age.
No,
I don't know what it is.
And people in their 40s in 1986 looked a lot older than they do now.
People in their 30s looked old. Danny Glover was like 30 or 40 years old in Lethal Weapon 1.
Lethal Weapon. Hey, he's too old for this
3
shit.
weeks till retirement.
Oh
I'm too
my
old
God,
for this
son.
shit.
Oh
hey,
my
I'm 44. I'm too old for this shit.
Hey,
I get that.
I get it.
Speaking of older guys that are really great, we haven't talked about
That'd be
John
me.
Hamm. He
John
kicked ass in
Hamm.
this
Yeah,
movie.
he's great.
Mwah, another fine wine.
Mwah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not a huge role, but kind of like this, the type of guy that can like dress down Tom Cruise in a movie.
Yeah.
He does fantastic in this role.
John Hamm is in charge of everything, so he's got to be the bad guy at all times.
Yeah.
Which is why it felt a little like he felt a little aggressive, but he's in charge of this shit, and he's like, no, I'm in charge, not you. I can't let the monkeys run the asylum.
You have to look at it as Tom Cruise is kind of a wild card.
Yes.
He's been bounced around everywhere. Everyone knows Iceman bails him out.
Yeah.
That's not a secret.
Right.
Tom knows it. Iceman knows it.
Yeah.
And they're all kind of tired of it. It's like, okay. When he goes, you got brought here by Iceman. Your name wasn't even on my list.
Yeah.
Like, you weren't even thought of to teach this mission.
Yeah.
And so that's how little they thought of. Now Warlock, I like Warlock in this as the other.
Yeah, he's great.
He's really neutral. I think he sees the
he
the
knows what
advantage.
Mav can
He
do.
knows what he knows what Mav brings, but he's also on the other hand is like, we got to not let him just have free reign.
Dude, it's another one of those scenes where after they do the thing with the death spiral, and they're like, you went below the hard deck. We set this number. You're not supposed to go below it. He is getting up one hill down. He goes, I want to know what you're doing every day in writing on my desk. You don't do anything without telling me. And then Tom Cruise hands him a piece of paper. He goes, what's this? A request to lower the hard deck. That's 60. And they walk out, and Warlock goes, you really got to work on your timing.
Yeah. The look on John Hamm's face, too. He's like, And just looks up.
That was a you
shit.
son of a bitch.
Exactly
That's
what-
exactly what that look was.
Oh man,
That
that was great.
Tom knew, and it wasn't like they planned on going down below the hard deck, which I kind of feel like Ham was a little too much on him. But he also understood that there's some shit between Rooster and Maverick. But I'm also sitting there going, motherfucker, you knew about it because you admitted that you know that there's some bad blood.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you thought it would be a reason that Maverick would not accept the job. The second he saw Rooster in it, you would have bailed, and it blew up in his face. And now he's trying to figure out how to, still get Tom out of it. And the way they kick him out of it after the bird strike with Phoenix, I was like, that had nothing to do with Tom. That had nothing to do with Mavericks flying. That had nothing to do with the training.
That was an act of God.
That
quite
it
literally.
totally
Yeah.
was.
It could have been a lightning strike. I mean, for all intents and purposes.
And then unfortunately we do get because we had an amazing scene between Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer when they have the face to face.
Yeah. Oh,
it was so sweet.
Hey, I had tears in my eyes. Okay. It's right there. And knowing Val Kilmer was literally going through what they're depicting on the movie. I told Jackie that.
I didn't realize it. So it's
I
much more
told Jackie
impactful
this
now.
at the end of the movie. So we got done with everything, and I was telling her, I said, I really need to watch the documentary they did called Val, that he's in part of it. I forget where it's streaming. And I said, because he passed away. She goes, oh, that's right. He did pass away. And I went, yeah, from throat cancer, just like what they did in the movie.
Val Kilmer died?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When?
Val Kilmer passed away
last year.
No, I think it was before Maverick actually released.
Damn, I missed
You'd
that.
have to look
Maybe
it
I
up.
knew it and I just wasn't thinking of it.
Should have been.
That's crazy.
Yeah, look that up. I want to make sure I'm correct on that. But yeah, I literally had to break Jackie's heart last night and tell her that was the throat cancer that he's depicting in it is what he was going through for the movie.
Yeah,
And
this
dude,
says he's still alive. It doesn't say he's dead. It says he was.
Val Kilmer died.
64 years old. It doesn't have a how it'll say
calling
have an
people
ending.
dead. He's calling out the other countries that I won't mention by name. And
I swore he died.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
Yeah, he's still alive.
when you come for the hard facts, folks, you come right here.
That's right.
To give me back my
Don't
action.
forget,
movies.
I can edit all this.
He died too.
I'm editing this, yeah.
I swore he died. I swore it was
thought
like a
so
year or
too.
two.
I was
that-
kind of on the fence, but then when you were talking about it, I was like, "Yeah, Charles. Yeah, he's dead." But no.
Yeah.
I did not remember hearing about that. That's why I was like, wait a minute.
So I wonder how his health is. Yeah, is Val Kilmer still alive? Is like the first thing on Google.
I'm not the only person that thought it though.
If Google's coming up with that answer, then
What happened
clearly
to
we are not
Aquaman?
the only
Grow
ones that
up.
thought
Yeah,
that.
everyone thought.
Yeah, it says the actor lost his ability to speak after going through throat cancer treatment in 2014.
Yeah.
So
That was real. I told
Yeah.
her about that. Well, that's cool. I can edit every bit of that out. I'm not going to sound silly.
Oh, that's funny.
I wish
Anyway.
I had a recording of all this so I could
You don't. So
release
that's how that
it at my leisure.
You can
Charlie
try all you
sounding like
want.
an asshole.
What an asshole.
Val
I wasn't
Kilmer's
saying
dead?
yay.
You called a guy dead and he's not dead. That's a pretty asshole thing to do.
That happens a lot. How many times has Jeff Goldblum died?
Never. You can only do it once.
No, look it up.
Yeah.
He's died several times
Has he?
online, and he has to keep going on and doing a video saying, I ain't dead, motherfuckers.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum's immortal. I'm convinced.
R.I.P. Cronenberg.
Yeah.
I'll bring that back.
You got us with that shit too.
See?
like,
I'll
no.
say anyone's
I was like,
dead.
wait, did he really die?
We're here. We are googling it, trying to
I was
see.
at work Googling.
You know
it, like,
what? You know what? I will take this and I will put it at the end of the episode. I'll do it as a blooper. And I'll
Yes!
say that we
Perfect.
thought he was dead.
You gotta get that far to end. Val Kilmer's dead.
I now have to go apologize to Jackie. Or do I?
I'm going to message Jackie right now.
No, you tell her. You tell Jackie. Oh my
No.
gosh.
No, she has to know everything I say is true.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, this whole scene between him and Val Kilmer, before he dies in the movie and in real life. So,
oh my goodness.
and I look at it as John Hamm's character was like, now's the only time I'm going to be able to get this dude out.
Yeah.
Phoenix crashed. He was in charge. Iceman's no longer around to save his ass. I'm grounding him. Like, he's not getting dishonorably discharged because he didn't do anything wrong, but now's the time to take this mission out from underneath him. But my God, it brings up the absolute second best scene. If I'm counting the entire end of the movie as one scene, is when John Hamm goes, he's in charge of the cadets. He tells them they're extending the time, and all the cadets are like, well, doesn't that mean enemy fighters are going to get to us? They're slowing them down. And he goes, we'll make it though. People will get it done. And then you'll have a fair fight and a dog fight, even though they've been told the whole time an F-18 will not survive against a 5th gen jet.
There's no way it should. It's like,
no, that's the whole point.
A rowboat versus a battleship. Maybe that's a strong comparison.
And it's not like we can send F-22s in support, because this is a surprise mission. So you need the agility and the accuracy of an F-18 to do the mission, but you can't have the firepower that we normally have in a mission like this.
Yeah.
That's just not how that works.
And it's
I'm sure.
Sorry. It's basically like he's telling the cadets now, or the pilots, we want you to get this mission done, but we don't care if you come back alive or not.
And that's how it comes across.
Kind of how
100%.
it came across. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because they're
And
with
then that
each
little-
other. They're like, we're sitting duck. We're going to be sitting ducks for those missiles.
Yeah. The SAM, because they raised up the height, which puts them in radar of the SAMs.
Yeah.
And then it puts them in the time for the jets to take off from the air base. And they even say, we're going to bomb the air base, but there's still probably going to be jets in the air on patrol.
Yeah.
So they're trying to cover all their bases, even to the point where they're doing the training there for a little bit, and then Mav pops up. You got to be, because they're like, what are you doing? He's like, this can happen out there. You don't know where the enemy jets are.
Yep.
Yeah.
We could be doing this mission and one just flies by us.
There are no rules out here. There are no rules of
none.
engagement.
You can plan all you want. You can plan for every contingency. There is always something that can go wrong.
Yeah.
Just like podcasting. You can plan for every contingency out there.
Lord, ain't that the
Yes,
truth?
Something can still go wrong. But that little radar blip pops up, and John Hamm turns around and like, who's out there flying? And it's fucking Mav.
Yeah.
Maverick.
He has stolen an F-18, which, okay, the ground crew were like, it's Mav. Let him have a jet. We don't give a shit.
Right.
And
They're all behind him anyway.
oh,
right?
yeah. No one's getting in trouble. They're
Like,
going to be like, I didn't see
hey,
him.
look over there. Oh, shoot. He stole
What's
a jet.
Oh, that Mav. That
Oh,
rascal.
what a rascally rabbit.
Rascally rabbit.
You talk about getting on the edge of your seat moment. Like,
Oh,
when
my God.
I just got up like this, and I just.
He shortens the time. It was 2 minutes and 30 seconds. He drops it to 2 minutes, 15 seconds.
And one of the greatest tropes in Hollywood history, that's impossible.
I was waiting for someone to go, I got a bad feeling about this. But dude, he flies that thing. You're seeing the G-forces on him, so you know he's in a jet filming for this. He's not flying, but I'm believing it. I'm there. I think honestly, if you told me Tom Cruise was flying the jet, I'd believe you. At this
like
point,
yeah.
I feel like he is the Navy. But yeah, he does this thing, and then he ups it even more that he controls the laser and drops the bomb at the same time.
Yeah.
So
two jobs.
The whole plan is the other jet is the laser optic.
Yeah.
The lead jet is the bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does it both.
Yeah.
And bullseye that motherfucker.
Bullseye.
And then pulls 10 G's straight up.
Straight up. Man.
I love John
Like a
Hamm though.
gangster.
Yes.
'Cause John Hamm's like, what the
Talk about
fuck am I supposed? He doesn't say fuck, but he's like, what am I supposed to do? On one hand, you stole millions of dollars of Navy equipment. You bent an airframe, and the plane is probably never airworthy
Yeah,
again. But you just proved that the mission could happen, and you're just like, damn. And then basically now Tom has to go do it. Now Mav is the only one that can even remotely get this thing led, get it done. I love now it's like I'm supposed to send you, and Tom Cruise gets ready to say something. The Warlock goes, I'm pretty sure that was rhetorical. Which was his Warlock's nice way of saying, shut the fuck up, man.
Yes.
Zip it. Stop while you're ahead.
Yeah.
You've proven your point.
Yeah, it's done. Don't worry about it. You're good to go. And the mission, they send it. It's amazing. That's when we find out the teams. Hangman gets sent as reserve, which means he's on a jet, but he doesn't take off with everyone.
Yeah.
Now, it's kind of odd given the mission parameters, and I get story-wise why they did it because it makes sense. Mission parameters, though, a backup ain't going to do shit. There's already going to be enemy fighters in the air once they know that's bombed. You're timed to get. It's not like he's going to make that run and do it for them if they fuck it up. And he's also not going to give air cover if they start getting attacked by the SAMs or the other jets. What is his purpose? Yes, for the movie, it works. But in real life scenario, there wouldn't have been one. He wouldn't have been sitting in a jet ready to go.
Okay, true.
Unless a jet went off on takeoff and crashed, takeoff, boom, doesn't make it. Then I could believe that's a backup to get back in line so that we don't lose anything that quickly. But once the mission's on, the reserve guy is not part of the equation.
Or maybe that's protocol. I don't know. Maybe it's Navy protocol. Who knows?
It could be. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It just to me when I look at it's the problem when a movie does it so fucking good.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, they thought it through, they've talked it over. I know why he's there, and it's for the end of the movie.
Oh yeah,
while
he's sitting in that plane, you're like, there we go. There's the we're gonna use him in just about 10 minutes.
He's literally the Chekhov's gun.
Yes.
Just sitting there ready to go.
Ready to go.
Yep.
And I'm in for it. I'm okay with it.
Oh no, I don't have a problem. I'm literally going. I now am like following this mission as a viewer. I'm like I'm like,
oh yeah,
you do this. Now you do that. We're following him through the canyon. Rooster's falling back because he will not go faster.
Yeah.
Like fucking just push it. Push the damn lever.
Mm-hmm.
And then he does it. And then they're like, that's too fast.
Slow down.
Not that fast, Rooster.
Stop it. I can't keep up.
And I do love the scenery shots. Like once they actually get to the mission and they're not flying in the open desert and we get to see the snow and the mountains and the river. Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, and the way they're all like, they know they're under the SAM sites and they're looking up.
And they're
like they're waiting for those things to move because they can shoot down too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not, they are surface to air, but they can still, hey, there's a jet.
Oh yeah.
Shoot it. They can still hit them in the ass. If they get too far. So that tension, then going through that bridge. And I love that they never mentioned that in the training so that as a viewer, when that pops up and they have to basically go through it sideways like the Millennium Falcon,
right?
You're like, yeah.
Anna said it perfectly. When they're out in the desert, they're following a simulation in the cockpit. They have to maintain this distance, this fake distance, and they're in no real risk of hitting a mountain out in the desert.
Not really. Yeah, you're right.
But when you're in the mountains, exactly, you can see it in their faces. Like, oh shit, this is real. Like, when they're flying so damn low to the ground, it's nerve wracking. I'm like,
dude, when they're over the ocean and they're all like looking and realizing that they're below the 600 foot.
Yeah,
that's a lot lower than people think. So we're in a flight path here in Virginia. And we're in the mountains. Anna, I know y'all know you're adjacent to me.
Yeah.
But we're a little bit still higher altitude.
Yeah.
So they're flying high, but they're still pretty low to us. During Desert Storm as a kid, they were doing like a lot of flying. We got home from church. I heard jet, jet, jet. And my grandma, she's at the top of the mountain and I can see them. One goes by the house. I see the pilot.
No way.
See the pilot.
Holy
Wow.
I'm outside. I'm laying on the hood of the car because I'm just waiting for a fucking Harrier jet flies over me and I can count the missiles on the
Holy
bottom of the
crap.
jet.
Dude.
No,
Wow.
no bullshit. No little kid just thinking. No, I saw them everywhere. And now I hear a jet. I'm outside immediately here because you don't know what's flying by. What was that? I want to see it. I've seen Raptors. I've seen F-18s. I've seen stealth. I've seen B-1B bombers.
Damn.
I was a huge aviation kid. I loved jets. I was enamored by everything about it, which is why I watched movies like Top Gun and Iron Eagle and stuff like that. And even now, I'm a kid. There's a jet. That's awesome. It's a helicopter. Yeah. Oh, when I hear a helicopter and I go outside and I realize that it's like the state police one or someone doing crop farming,
traffic.
I go, oh. That's
Wind right out your sails.
because I've seen Chinooks go right over. I've seen Blackhawks go right over. I got a best friend who worked on Blackhawks during the Iraq War.
Wow.
I guess I'll call it platoon. I'm sure I'm going to get bitch slapped for this, but it wasn't during it. But he worked for the same one that Black Hawk Down is about. That's his like platoon. He got on after all of that, but he's like, yeah, that was ours back then that did it. So, and now he teaches people how to fly drones. So
crazy.
That is so cool.
Matt does cool. He lives in Abu Dhabi. Maybe that's where I get. One download from Abu Dhabi. I get.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, he's civilian, but now like government contract. So. It's cool. Go ahead.
Pretty good gig.
Sorry. I was just gonna say though, when I'm watching these scenes of them doing this mission, my butthole is so puckered, dude. I'm telling you, the precision that it would take. One false move and you or your teammates are dead. I just the pressure. I mean,
not
I know
just the
that
G-force pressure, but the actual pressure.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. The literal pressure and the emotional, all the pressures.
It takes a special person to do that stuff. Right? Your brain has to work on a level that most of us can't possibly understand.
Yeah. It's amazing to me. And I know they go through rigorous training and things like that. And
we're watching a Hollywoodized version of training, but the actual training that gets done for this stuff and the by the book training, no, you're not going to have an instructor that goes, don't think. That's not what's going to happen. This stuff is like beat into their heads. As much as they're like, we don't want drones doing our job. They're teaching them to be a drone. Do what we tell you, when we tell you, by the parameters. And if something happens, now you can free think if you need to. And that's kind of what they do Hollywoodized in this, which is what's going to happen. They succeed in the mission. They bullseye the frickin', exhaust port. Yeah. Okay. Death Star. They get out.
It's fine.
Miles does it with the Force. Okay, fine, whatever. But they pull it off.
Shooting blind.
But this SAM missile scene as they come flying up out of that canyon is probably the most beautiful, chaotic. Still watching this movie, I'm moving my body with the jets.
Yeah.
Yes, I can't not. And the way they're talking to each other on where their location is, where they're being fired from, running out of flares, firing flares. This is just ballet with jets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to describe it.
That was not a Russian joke, guys. Don't pick me off again.
Please don't. Please don't shut us down.
Y'all are fantastic with the ballet, okay?
And we
Don't
love your
turn
vodka.
me off again. Yeah.
Vodka.
We love it. Smirnoff. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, I got some vodka.
Das Vidania. No, not Das Vidania.
course
Don't
Pete
do that to
does.
me.
Pete's like, hold up, I got this.
I got some.
Oh God, I gave him a reason
my
to
God.
get more alcohol.
The
Not a
closet.
Not a clear alcohol, Pete. Damn, boy. Of course he does.
No, I'm not going to drink.
Ready to go.
God, please don't. Not when we're done. You can have them.
Okay, thank you so much.
Why is it not in the freezer? Don't you like
Because
your vodka cold?
Because the freezer's upstairs.
And
this
you're
is the one that's in the pantry.
This is the downstairs vodka. I'd have to go upstairs for the upstairs vodka. Yeah. Pete doesn't have top shelf. It's upstairs and downstairs alcohol.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. I love it. But we get this, and we get that point where I want to say Goose. That's how close they look.
Right.
Yeah.
When Rooster has one directly on him, and Mav sacrifices himself, and you're like, first time watching it, okay, makes sense. This is how you kill Maverick.
This is how you end the series.
This is how you
the
end.
Franchise is done. Yep.
If you want to continue with Rooster, okay, fine. But this is where Mav is going to end it. And then I get an action movie. This is when it now goes from Top Gun, amazing aerial training flight, to now I'm watching Behind Enemy Lines with Owen Wilson and Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
Espionage in a war movie, and they're trying to sneak into hangars. That was a turn that this movie took that I did not expect. And I really loved it, because that's another tense scene. You're like, even Rooster's like, you can't be serious right now. Like, there's just no way.
Yeah.
And
even with the helicopter drawing down on Tom Cruise, on Mav, and you're like, he's not getting out of this.
Oh, yeah, he's dead.
And that explosion, and you're just, the fuck happened? And Rooster comes flying by. You're just like,
yes.
Oh, fuck. You know, you're happy, but you're also like, oh, wow, wait, you've just disobeyed orders.
Yep.
You know, you were told to get back to the aircraft carrier. Now Mav's going to be pissed that you're there, which he is.
Which he was.
And then he gets shot down.
Yeah.
And you get this intense scene of, Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise has to run in a goddamn movie. Every movie Tom Cruise has to run in. I didn't need him to run in this. He's flying. No, Tom Cruise has to run. Get together. They have the little, he's like, what were you thinking? You told me not to think. I'm like, he got you there.
Yeah. That was such a great response.
That's what I would have told my dad. I told you that. You told me not to think. Don't use my logic against me.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting in the theater, and I also remember that this was the point I think I started noticing Seth like looking at me,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm
for the
watching,
reaction.
because now the first time watch, I'm like, okay, you're behind enemy lines. John Hamm's like, we're not sending anyone. He tells Hangman to stand down. No one's going off. Everyone get back to the plane. They're behind enemy lines, and all the jets from other air bases are out, even though they bombed this one. And they get over there, and Tom Cruise is looking through the binoculars, and he's scanning this busted up, airstrip. And there was the moment, and it was the second that it showed the final hangar not blown up. And I'm sitting in there, and I look at Seth, and I went, "No fucking way!"
Yeah.
I was like,
they show it
gonna
at the
do
start
it.
of the movie. They say,
they set it up going. They have 5th gen. They have these. They even have old relics, some F-14s, which they did. So you get. In the beginning of the movie, you're like, okay, there's the throwback. There's the Tomcat that we all know and love. And that's fine. But when they bring it back at the end and Mav is looking at, and I'm just, there's no fucking way. They're gonna do it, aren't they? Seth's like grinning ear to ear, like, cause he's already seen it. And I called it, didn't I? He's getting in the goddamn plane. He's like, yeah, he's gonna get the plane. And they run to that hangar again. Tom Cruise got to run.
Yeah.
And it's still the exact same, he's like trying to remember, okay, you got to hit this, you got to, prime this, air pressures into cylinders, make sure there's fuel.
Fix the radio. It's a fuse back there. I don't know which one it is.
Oh, God, I love Miles Teller in this thing.
This thing's
Tom
so
Cruise
old.
Tom Cruise is even like, I don't fucking remember all of this. He's like,
right.
You almost expect
Why
the
would
moment
you?
where he gets in and he's like, like I never left. No, he's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, like what?
Things have changed so much in 30 years. I fully believe that this is like,
But it
not like riding a bike.
It kind of makes sense to make it an F-14. It's not like he can jump in a MiG and know what switches to flip. It's in
Right.
Russian.
Yeah.
Right.
So if this one, even if it's marked in Russian, The
he has
switches are in the
familiarity
same
with
spot.
Right.
Or any other
Yeah.
country, not necessarily Russia.
Oh, sorry. An undisclosed enemy country.
Um,
You'd have to blame yourself.
Can you guys still hear me? I'm sorry.
I gotta go.
I'm just teasing. I saw it on
I'm,
TV and I took
yes.
it.
I don't feel comfortable anymore.
Totally not Russia. That he chose may not have been Russian. I don't know. Some other country. Probably Russia. But he's got Miles running around pulling all, the locking all the straps and
We're not
undoing
waking up
everything.
tomorrow, are we?
That's fine. I don't want to.
I do.
I love before they even get in the jet, like they just walk across. They're not stealthy or anything. They literally just walk across.
They are
right
so
away.
brazen. There's so much chaos going on.
Yeah,
They're just brazenly walking across the way. Like, hey, don't worry about it. Should we run now? Yeah, start running.
Yeah, everyone's running. Like no one's
Just,
stopping to
ready to
check
say
your
go.
papers.
Yeah.
Like they're wearing flight suits. They have helmets, so they look like pilots.
They look like
running
pilots.
to the thing, and then they get into the final hangar. Okay, fine. That's totally believable. No one's paying
It's a
attention. to it.
believable sneaky sneak.
And at this
Because
point,
they have
the F-14 becomes a character itself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
This is Top Gun.
Yeah.
Now it's Top
We've-
Gun.
We've come full circle at this point.
For the-
They're back in the jet.
Yeah.
They're back in the OG jet, and all of the folks that saw this in 1986 are just wetting their pants.
That's what I was doing.
I eat my mom's banana.
I was in it, man. I was like, yes, they're getting in the jet. They jump
To
into
no
it,
fault
get
of
out.
anyone's.
They get out on that runway, and it's not even the runway; it's the taxiway. And they realize, like, what are we gonna do?
Rooster's
and
very
I'm sitting there.
concerned about that.
Yeah, he's like, "What are we gonna
Mhm.
do? Where are we gonna go?" And the second Tom Cruise reaches down to the flap switch, and I'm like, "I know he's getting ready to do. I know he's getting ready to do." And he puts the wings out. So most people, if you don't know anything about airplanes,
I don't know.
F-14s had their wings that would come straight out or straight in. I even have a little F-14
was a
model.
Diagram.
Oh my god.
That was
Beautiful.
G.I. Joe, right? That was their big.
You asked me too quick, Pete.
It
I could
was-
have told you exactly what it was. The Sky Strike.
Sky Strike.
So the
yeah.
Sky Strike, you could move the wings.
The
in and
wings
out.
would move. Yeah, it was cool. as hell.
So when he hits those flaps, even Miles Teller, who's probably never even been in an F-14,
Oh
was
no,
like,
why would he?
What are you doing, Mav?
And I love in that scene too, because we've got, it's just Tom Cruise in the scene, right? But then we get Miles Teller Rooster pop out, and he's like, "What are you doing, Mav?" Like
He sticks his head beside the.
Hey.
Like it's not something you would do in real life because he can hear you.
Right.
But
Yeah.
on camera, Miles Teller's head pops around the corner.
It's perfect
What are you doing,
comedic
Matt?
setup. Like, what you doing?
The levity in something that I'm still pretty tense watching, but now you get that nervous laughter you get when something funny happens, but you're like really
you're
into the
nervous.
movie. You're like,
Yeah,
that's
need
funny.
it. You need
What are
that
they
release.
doing?
Like, oh, okay, I can laugh a little
Yes.
bit. It's gonna
Yeah.
feel good.
I wasn't expecting a joke. I don't know how to feel.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Cry.
I don't know what to do with my hands right now. I don't know what's
I'm
going on.
profusely sweating. Like
And he just powers up. Those afterburners kick in. Miles is just like, fuck it, now or never. Here we go.
Let's go.
And he is like talking to this thing, giving it all it's got. Barely gets that thing up into the air. Gets the takeoff. Love it. It's Maverick. Of course, Maverick is going to do it. The gold of this scene, though, the gold is when they're finally in the air. They're cruising. Miles flips a little switch on his outfit, and you realize that's the telemeter
GPS.
that gives his location. And we get back to the aircraft carrier, and the radar person's like, Rooster's telemetry thing just popped back up on the screen. Where's he at? He's
That's great.
doing
Supersonic.
he's in the
supersonic.
He's
How is
moving
that?
real fast?
How is that possible? And then someone else in the room goes, "We just got reports of an F-14 in the air," and everyone just stops and
Yeah.
Are
"Nuh-uh."
you
Yeah,
kidding me?
Maverick.
and they all are like, "Maverick." Just-
So epic.
I love it. Like, just that is it. And now there's an F-14 with Maverick at the stick flying in enemy territory. I have to imagine that's the moment that they probably sent Hangman. That's like,
Yeah.
go, just go. But those two Russian planes pull up beside them because they're in a Russian plane. The two Gen 5 aircraft,
yes,
pull up to the ancient F-14 of the same denomination. And they're like, Miles is like, what do we do, Mav? And he goes, well, they haven't shot us down yet. So put your mask on.
Yeah.
And they put their masks on, and the planes come up beside them where they can see each other. And Mav waves.
Yeah.
He just
smile and wave.
waves. He does point at, the headset.
It's not working.
And that thumbs down. And I know the other guy's giving hand signals. And they're both like, I don't know what he said. I know what he said. He said 300, which is a heading, because he goes 300 and points forward, telling them where to go. Go this way, heading 3. But they're all like, I don't know what he's saying. What does that sign mean? I don't know. I was like, that's a 3, guys.
Yeah, 3.
I did see him do that.
Three in Russian is different than 3 in American.
But I would have guessed. I would have done the sign back going. Huh? Okay. And that dude would have gave me a thumbs up and I'd have been fine. But no, Tom Cruise has to be like, I don't know what the fuck he's saying.
Never seen
And
that
they're trying
before.
to, like, what do we do? And he's like, I guess, you can punch out. And he's like, no, what would Mav do? I love this. What would Mav do?
What would Mav
WWM do?
Yeah. WWMD.
Wait,
no. Weapons of mass destruction.
Oh, no.
I got Pete now.
Whoops.
Wild weapons of mass destruction. We'll be right back.
Yeah, perfect.
Yes.
I lost my train of thought with Pete. Pete's got a confused look on his face going, wait, WW. Damn it, I did say that.
I got to do the math on those letters.
He's like, no, he's sitting there going, I didn't say Russia. Wait, what? But I love it. And, this is exactly what I was hoping. The only way he's going to win is to, one, get the drop. Because against 2, hang it up. You're done. The F-14 is not going to be able to outrun them. There's 2 of them on you. And he basically takes out that first one. It's beautiful. He strafes it right down the side. What I wasn't expecting when I watched this was he strafes that one around. The other one comes in to fire in on him, never realizing he's going to use the one that's been shot down as a decoy, because he's like, let me know when there's smoke, which means let me know when a missile's in air.
Yeah.
And the way he cuts it and cuts in front of the plane that is going down and the missile hits it instead of them. Mind blowing.
It's so sexy. It's so damn sexy.
That's the best
oh
way
my
to say
God.
it. That is a sexy
Just pull it out
maneuver.
and show it to everybody. Like, oh, yeah. Yeah, look at this. Look at this, you sons of bitches.
Thing around.
Check out this wing deployment. I need to add the sound effect of that one.
No erectile dysfunction here.
Yeah. Oh my God. And a fantastic dogfight with this thing on him. He takes it down low because he can mess with its tracking against the terrain, and they show it, which is fantastic. And he gets the better of him. He actually gets where he can flip in behind him doing a maneuver. And I love the old school way it flies, man. There's foot pedals and everything where he kills one engine, flips the flaps, and it literally like corkscrews the F-14 to get out of the way. You're just like, I didn't even really know they could do that. It's just, it makes sense. The move the Gen 5 pulls, though, where they're like, did you know they could do that?
Nope.
It basically like inverts itself and like air brakes and spins itself. Like, it's not something a plane should do, but I bet it does. And that was a sexy maneuver for the enemy. That whole maneuver, because it dumbfounds Miles and Mav, both, who have seen some shit and can do some shit.
Yeah.
And they're just like, holy shit. I didn't know it could do that. But they get
all of these scenes, God bless America, feel real. All like the physics of it feels real with the way and every time they do this like a weird pinwheel or something, there's an exhaust pushing out air so that the wing dips further, or the nose comes up higher, or
the camera work of the outside of the jet to correspond with the maneuvers. I will say, I think if I had to pick one maneuver in the whole movie where I'm like, it's actually when the F-14 takes off on the short run.
Yeah, that was my like, dude, that's just physics. Like you have got to be at a certain miles per hour to get lift and get above that. I mean, they lost
whatever
their front,
they were getting over. Yeah, they lost.
Right.
That's right. They lost their front landing.
They lost their front landing gear, which is nail biting and delicious for Hollywood. But everything else feels like, you know what? With these super advanced vehicles, I think some of this is possible.
Why
and
not?
I would love to hear from actual Navy air people. Like, is this possible? Is this
Tell us all the secrets?
I would love to.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise, call me. I want to know.
Yeah, come on, Tom Cruise. Come on our show.
Help me, Tom Cruise.
Or give you my action and horror movies, I should say. Yeah. And our show, too.
Or directly me.
All of the shows.
Just email directly me. I'll make sure it gets out to
shows,
everybody. That's right. But yeah, so he's able to work his way around on this one that's on his tail, and he gets it blown up.
Yeah.
And they get out and finally Miles figures out how to turn the thing on. And I love it. And he's like, I don't know what to do. Tell me what to do. And he goes, that was your dad's department. I have no idea. That was a great.
I have a job. You have a job.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Figure it out. And it literally is like breakers, like literally pushing buttons.
Pulling breakers. Ka-chunk.
It's analog all analog. And he finally gets the radio on, which turns the radar on. And boom, there's still an enemy plane. And it's heading towards them.
Yeah, like it's at our nose. Like, excuse me,
because
what?
they're looking around, going, I don't see it, and it's saying it's like closer. It's basically aliens. I don't see them. It's literally up their ass,
all around us.
And the way it buzzes past them. I mean, you're talking like feet. It misses each other on that flyby and brings itself around. And I mean, they're out of flares. They're out of it. Mav's only option is we got to get altitude and punch out. That's all we can do, which is how Goose dies. Goose dies during a botched ejection because the canopy doesn't fly back like it's supposed to, and he breaks his neck by hitting the canopy. Mav gets out because it's slightly delayed when his comes out, but Goose took the full brunt. And that's so now we're reliving exactly what Goose went through. He's got the pull handles up above, and then he gets that altitude. He's up there and he's like, get out, punch out, and they don't go off.
Yeah, they don't work.
Oh my god.
They don't work.
My God, watching this movie for the first time, I don't know how to feel.
Yeah.
Like, okay, he's gonna punch out, Bav's gonna die now. I'm still like fully like Maverick's gonna die in his fucking movie.
Right.
Do it already.
Right.
Yeah. Get it over with.
Stop edging me. Just
rip the Band-Aid off. I'm done. I want to go to bed. I'm tired and I'm sleepy. And it doesn't. And then they're both like, basically it was like, I love you, man. It's like, I'm sorry that I did the best I could. There's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
Even to the point
100%.
that the missile makes it off of the Gen 5. It is off. And then the fucking plane explodes and takes out the missile at the same time. And you get Hangman being cocky as fuck over that radio. What's going on, ladies?
Ladies.
This
is your
I love
savior
it when,
speaking.
Oh, that was such a
I love it when
great
Han
line.
Solo comes in to save the day.
Oh, that was a total.
But at
Let's
that point,
blow this popsicle stand.
Yeah, I think even Maverick and Rooster were like, okay, let him gloat.
Yeah.
He said,
let him have it. Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't have said shit.
You
He
just
can have
saved
that.
my butt.
He can have that
all
for
you
the
want.
rest of forever. I am totally fine.
And he
But-
got humbled. We get to see his story come full circle, and he sat on that hangar just waiting to get
Just
caught.
waiting for his
And you
time.
know they finally had to be like, okay, they're close enough. So go. Just go.
That,
Hayden.
and that's what I'm saying. I was like, I think once they hit that they realize they're in that plane, they need backup. And that's when he was and again, I feel like for the movie, that's why he's in that jet.
Yeah,
Ready
exactly.
to go to get sent off. But as a viewer the first time, that intensity and then that release when that happened, you're just like, oh God, what the fuck? So much so that I have completely forgotten that there's no front landing gear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got to put the net up.
They got to
Fuck you, Tom Cruise. Fuck you for this. Because when I'm watching this movie for the first time and they say, oh yeah, no landing gear. You're like, oh fuck, put the net up. Okay, that's right. Yeah, the net. And then that goddamn engine dies. And he's like, don't tell me that engine just died. Okay, I won't tell you. I'm like,
best line of the movie.
I've played the video game where you're supposed to land on the aircraft. You know how many times I hit the aircraft carrier in the ass? I have flashbacks. Yet they land. They get caught in there, and I'm just like, okay, I didn't need that, Tom. Tom, you could have just fucking landed. All right, I didn't need all that bullshit.
Yeah, why did we need our blood pressure to go back up?
I was a wreck already. And then, it sets up a great little thing. Everyone's congratulating. Everybody's happy.
Oh, it's so epic.
It is.
Hangman comes down there and he's like, I just got another kill. And old Phoenix comes over and he goes, yeah, but Maverick just got 3 more, which makes 5. And he's an ace now. And I'm like,
yes.
Once again, we're just going to whip it out, just wiggle it all over the place. There you go. I'm an official ace, you sons of bitches.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I love it. And then, love story. He ends back up with Jennifer Connelly at the end, which we all know is going to happen.
Yes.
Yay. I purposely didn't talk about it all, but I like how it sets it up, but they don't go like they did in the first one. We don't get take my breath away. I don't need that in this movie. I did like the interlude they had, and he jumps out the window, and the daughter's like staring at him, like, just don't break her heart again. Like, motherfucker, I knew you were upstairs the whole time.
He's like a deer in headlights.
Yeah. And I think she was there too for motivation, also for Maverick, because she does.
Well, she pushes him. Yeah.
Yeah, she pushes him and tells him when when Iceman dies and he's out, and she's like, "You're gonna find a way back in. You will."
Right.
And he does.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which
it also gives him like parental advice as far as Rooster's concerned, what he should do, and
that was really good that she adds that little bit. And I do like that even though he was like, I'm not going to leave, I'm with you till the end, she still knew when he got put on that mission, that's what he had to do.
Yeah.
And she was in favor of it. So it wasn't this like, it's me or the military
right
type that we always get in those movies. Whenever you get the I'm sorry, ladies, but usually when the wife is involved in those movies, it's always you always choose the military over us, and it's driving a wedge.
Yeah.
This one was, she's like, you'll never be okay if you don't go do this. If someone dies, and she says it, if someone dies on this mission, you're going to carry that for the rest of your life. That's why
still
he's
carrying Goose.
Right.
It's what Iceman tells him. It's time to let go.
Yeah.
And
I love that. I love that.
He keeps types the computer screen.
He types it on that screen, and he keeps looking at Mav. And every time Mav would say something, he just glanced.
Yeah.
And Mav the whole time is like, I know.
Yeah.
And then it's like every time he says it until that final one where it's like it sunk in. He's like, I know, Iceman.
Yeah.
I know. It's God, you're so good. I love this movie.
It's so good.
I love this movie.
And then
we've been talking a while about this.
Once again, we also get another little funny moment at the end with him and Ice, like when they hug, and Ice is like, "So tell me, who's the better pilot, me or you?" And he's like, "This is a nice moment. Let's not ruin it."
Yeah,
I love that when he leaves out of there. Such a good moment, and I like that him and Jennifer Connelly get into the P-51 and they fly around. You had this nice little levity to, the happy ending, I guess you could say. Miles is there and he sees the pictures that Mav has had at his garage of Goose and Rooster.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's tugging on the old heartstrings. You're loving every bit of it. This is how, if you're going to do a sequel and it's been this long, this is how you do it.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Down.
Here's your handbook. Here's your handbook, Star Wars.
Yeah,
fucking,
exactly.
Fucking do it. Do it right. Okay, here's let's remake it. Let's not.
You're
let's
not wrong.
let's give it a true sequel. Let's see.
Somehow.
It does help that
Return.
everyone has
Let's
like
continue the
aged
story.
appropriately,
Right.
and it's not unbelievable. Tom Cruise isn't 80 flying an airplane, even though that is kind of cool in Iron Eagle 3, Aces High. World War II pilots and World War II planes.
Yeah.
Doing a mission. I fucking love that movie. Don't even. We're doing that movie one day.
Okay.
I love it.
Which
All
one
right,
is it?
that is Iron Eagle 3, Aces High.
All right. Okay.
They put updated equipment in the World War II planes, so they have like missiles and radar and stuff like that.
All the
And you have a
stuff.
Japanese guy flying a Japanese Zero from World War II.
Oh.
You got like the P-38 Lightning, and you have Chappie in a regular jet, and they're all in like World War II. Like they flow in air shows for museums, and then they go on a mission. Yeah.
That's neat.
Damn it, I'm gonna go watch that movie now. All right, let's do the things because I'm gonna just start covering another movie.
Yeah.
Leave anything for us?
Just bodies. Body count. Body count. Body count. Body count.
This has got to be interesting.
So I watched a video about this, and I was even kind of keeping count because we do know that the enemy fighter jets die and stuff, but I have to believe some people were killed in the bombing, stuff like that. But from what I watched on a couple of videos, the general consensus is roughly 10. About 10 people die in this movie. And I'm like,
we don't normally count off screen or potential kills.
No, I do think they show the bombing fairly well. So I feel like we could probably count a handful of casualties.
All right.
And the helicopter probably had a crew in it, not just one pilot. So there could be 3 or 4 in the helicopter that gets exploded.
I would assume there are at least 3.
No less in that freaking war machine. Jesus Christ.
That's a train that can fly.
Those unnamed dudes can really build a helicopter, okay?
Yeah. No doubt.
You watch Rambo 3, who he fights a specific bad guy, has a really big helicopter at the end of that one.
Yes, he does.
So you understand why Charlie's confused in this movie. It's totally fun.
Doesn't take much.
So 10. It also makes it a little weird because I want to pick. We can't really pick our best kill.
There's not really a great kill. Right?
Not really a great kill. So I am open to saying let's just pick our favorite. Have you ever
killed anyone?
Yeah, but okay.
All bad.
Sounds good.
So we'll start with Hannah. Hannah, what's your favorite moment of Top Gun Maverick?
Oh man, I don't know. Well, probably the part Can I mention 2? Is that okay?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when Tom Cruise, I always want to call him Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
It's totally fine.
So when Maverick does the mission and he shows them all, that is got to be probably
you got
number
that
1.
right.
But I really love, and we didn't mention it, so that's why I wanted to talk about it, when Rooster sings "Great Balls of Fire" when they're in the
that's fun because it's
the bar.
Total
That was
callback
so
to the OG.
great. Like just the energy and oh man, and Tom Cruise.
And the actor.
Say Tom Cruise.
You did say Tom Cruise.
I'm not Anna. I'm not going to peer pressure you. You're totally fine. Throw back to their critters in space.
Yeah. And Maverick's just when he looks at him through the window and he's saying that and he looks just like Goose. Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't do it this way, but I like being as the viewer imagining he's not seeing Miles, he's seeing Goose.
Yeah.
Goose, for sure. He absolutely is.
That's
why he stared through that window and just was like entranced.
It's like he saw a ghost.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. And I'm glad they didn't spoon feed it to us. We did get some cool flashbacks.
Yeah,
I did because they did show that the kid is in Top Gun.
Mm-hmm.
Rooster has a son, and that's Goose has a son. Who is Rooster in this movie. So I love that they really carried this story as it went through. It's very linear. It's very we found every little thread that we could pull to show the progression of their lives.
Yeah.
36 years later, 34
Yeah.
or whatever it is. Sorry, go ahead. What was your second one?
Oh no, that was my second.
Was
Well,
it-
the first one
Oh.
was the first one was when Maverick, he shows them that the mission can be done, and he does
Yeah,
it
yeah.
faster than the original time. But
Gotcha.
yeah, that just like I said, that's one of those scenes you got to get up on the edge of your seat, and even though you've seen it, it just gets you so pumped again.
Mhm.
And
100%.
oh man, yeah. But and then
100%.
the second one is
The Great Balls
when
of Fire.
when Rooster is singing Great Balls of Fire, and we get that cool Maverick just kind of looking at him through the window, and because it's like he wants to go talk to him, he really wants to interact with him, but he's really scared at the same time of how his reaction is going to be.
It's a lot of, I don't want to say PTSD, but it's a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
It's a lot of emotional
guilt.
baggage. Guilt.
Past
and
is what it
everything.
is. Drama.
Drama.
Yep.
Yeah.
Past drama. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Anna, what's your favorite moment of Top Gun Maverick?
Well, I think I do love when he's showing them to the mission that it can be done. But I really like the opening scene because when he's hitting Mach 10, it's like the sun hasn't fully come up yet. It's still like the sun's rising, and it's just a nice feel.
Beautiful.
That he's proving everybody wrong, and we're kind of here with him. Like, all right, you can get to 10. You can do it. Like, that's what I was going to say earlier. Like, the way your friend was with you, Charlie, that's how I was with Hannah. Like, I was it was great to see her get into it and jump. It's a great movie.
That's how I was with Jackie. Like, I'm Seth in that moment watching her, but I'm also I was trying really hard to not give stuff away.
Yeah.
Like stare at her before something would
Good-
happen. I would just
Good
be like,
boy. Don't give nothing away.
let it happen. Let it happen.
Yeah.
Now react.
Yeah, now we can cheer. Yeah. Yeah, I love that opening scene because it's like, damn, we get to see that Maverick still got it. He can still kick ass.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Pete, what's your favorite moment of Top
I'm
Gun?
gonna do what Hannah did, and I'm gonna bring up 2.
Oh, you sneaky son of a bitch.
Sneak.
Go for
I had it and I lost it. Give me a second.
And that's
me. That's what
I'm just kidding.
damn Russians. I'm sorry, did I say it out loud again?
Ed.
My bad.
Beep, beep.
Oh, damn, I gotta bring the gunshot back for this episode, don't I?
Yeah.
We should just put the gunshot over top every time Charlie says Russians.
I don't know if
you want me to
y'all
go? I can
listen
go
to
live.
our if y'all listen to our Fincher spotlight, but every time we say Fight Club, I bleep it.
Is that what you were beeping?
Yes.
That was fucking driving me nuts. Going, what is she beeping?
Why is she?
I didn't put 2 and 2 together.
I win. This is why. Success.
Like the first time it happened, I'm like, that was weird. Then it kept happening, and I'm like, what the fuck is she saying? It was like Kill Bill Part 1 again when they were like beeping out Beatrice
Beeping
the
her
whole
name.
time.
Yeah.
And I was like, the fuck are they not telling me?
Success.
Anna says fuck. What is going on?
Yeah,
Did
what's
Hannah
the
say fuck?
problem? Sorry, Pete. We're still in your
I
thunder.
was yelling. I'll edit all that part out.
Oh, it's all good.
I was yelling at the phone. Like, what are you saying? Now it makes sense.
Oh, that's gold.
Had no idea. Got me. Fucking got me.
Okay.
We don't talk about Fight Club.
I'm ready now. I've got it.
Okay.
I got it written down now.
Okay.
Let's hear it,
All
Pete.
right. You're good. All right, Pete. What's your favorite moments of Top Gun?
Yeah, I'm going to pull a Hannah here, and because Hannah is wise, Hannah is strong, Hannah is omnipotent.
Sure.
She is.
Okay. Stop it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I have 2 favorite parts. The action part is when Maverick just spanks the little boys and girls
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
in the training, where he's like, dead, dead, dead,
Yeah.
dead, yawn. Oh,
Yeah.
dead.
Like it's nothing to him.
Can you
Yeah.
please not be dead?
Yeah.
Kind of is what he's doing. It's
With
just-
the Who song playing in the background.
oh yeah,
So
yeah. Don't give. It's marvelous, and they're all doing push-ups because they're all dead, and they were so delightfully cocky walking into this. Like, okay, Pops, well, oh, here, do you need your walker? And he just lights their asses up. It's
Smokes.
Smokes.
I love it.
Smoke isn't even the right word. I mean, just dominate.
Spanks them. I think you nailed it with the first thing you said.
They were bad
That's
children.
accurate. They're naughty pilots.
But the other scene I really like is when Pops is in the bar and he puts a cell phone on the bar.
Yeah.
And Hottie McHottie, Jennifer Connelly, rings the bell, and he's got to buy everybody a drink because the rule is you can't put a cell phone on the bar.
Yep.
I think that's marvelous. You're trying to keep this bar old school, I suppose.
Yeah. The sign said
you need to have a conversation instead of your technology can take a hike at this point.
Yeah.
The sign said, if you disrespect a lady, if you disrespect the Navy, or you lay your cell phone on the bar, you buy everyone around.
Yeah.
And that is as old school with adding a little, because that would be annoying. Everyone's putting their cell phones on the bar top or staring at their cell phones when it's supposed to be a social environment. I dig it. I really like that scene.
But the cherry on the top of that scene was when he violated it again. I forget exactly what he did or said.
He couldn't pay. He couldn't pay the tab. So
he couldn't pay the tab, so he violated it again. And then they threw him overboard, which was threw him out the fucking bar.
There's different rings. I think she only rings it twice for the get everyone that gets around. She rings it like 4 times because everyone yells overboard.
Yeah.
So they all know what the cue is to throw him out because his card was declined, and he's like, I can pay you tomorrow.
It was.
That makes sense now.
Yeah. That made me so happy because the look on Maverick's face was like, really? I gotta, oh hell. These rookies are giving the veteran the heave ho. I know what's going on. He knew exactly what was going on.
And it's Hangman and Coyote who have him by the arms.
Yeah,
and
I did
chuck
this
him out.
when I was young. I did this to the old people when I was young, and now I'm getting the short end of this stick. It was, I loved that so much. Where not that you're getting your comeuppance, but once again, this movie is about full circle.
Yeah.
I'm sure as a young person, he did this to other people, and now he's on the receiving end of
what he did. Exactly what you said.
Right.
Yeah. He's now the old guy. So now he's got to deal with it. So I guess that leaves me. You guys have brought up some fantastic scenes. Scenes that I love. And I'm sorry. I am going to do something I didn't think I was going to do. My favorite part of Top Gun Maverick is the entire goddamn movie.
What?
That's not fair.
No, because you guys are all talking about fantastic things. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh yeah, then this happens. That leads into this scene, or that sets up this scene.
Yeah.
There's nothing in this movie that I'm like, why is that in here?
Yeah,
exactly.
That doesn't make sense. Yeah.
It is so well done that my favorite part of Top Gun Maverick is Top Gun Maverick.
Hell yeah.
That's great, Charlie.
I second that, Charlie.
I third that,
I will
Charlie.
allow it.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
Because if I name something, I'm gonna be like, God damn it, what about that one scene though? God damn it, what about that one? Well, you couldn't have got there without this one. It's
all the motion.
It's every bit of it. So
Such
it's
a
all of that.
Movie.
Oh God, it is. And so that's gonna lead perfectly into our how many Alliangs we're going to rate this. We rate this on a level of 10, ladies. I know you guys do 5. We do 10 over here on Alliangs. But because it's month of action, I have been tickling Pete's fancy by playing specific sounds for month of action.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Of course.
So
patriotic.
Yeah. It's month
America.
of action.
Bitches.
America.
America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna set the pace here.
You go first.
I'm gonna set the pace.
It's a 2 for you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Let me
Oh,
guess.
yeah.
Or maybe a 3.
It's
Or is
terrible.
it a thirst for you?
Oh God, it could be a thirst.
It could be a thirst.
It's a perfect movie. It is a perfect movie. There's nothing I would change. I actually get mad at people when they try to boo-hoo this movie, and there's a couple of people I know personally that love to get under my skin and boo-hoo this movie, and I will fight them.
Yeah.
I will fight you, Justin. I didn't think I would call you out. I called out an entire country. Don't think I won't call you out. It's a 10. If I could go to 11, this would be an 11. This is a perfect action movie. I walked out 100% satisfied. Jackie watched this last night and she was feeling what I felt. She was speechless, yet wanted to talk. It's just so much. It's one of those, if I didn't need to go to bed, I would have watched it again immediately after. This is on Amazon Prime. It has been killing me knowing I had picked this movie, and I've purposely been holding off watching it till I like to watch it like the night before. So I'm fully fresh. It's all fresh in my brain, and it hurt waiting a month or two to watch this movie because there was many a time I'm like, oh yeah, this is on Prime. I could just watch it. No, I gotta wait. Oh
No,
yeah, I own the 4K. I gotta wait.
I gotta wait.
I gotta wait. You can watch the first one. I don't want to. And so that's it's 10 Al Leong's flying fighter jets with a squadron of eagles behind him. I don't know what else to say. So Anna, what are you ranking Top Gun Maverick?
10 out of 10 all day long. I mean, I think you said it perfectly. It's a perfect movie. It's great. It's a feel-good movie. It's got so much heart. It's a sequel that doesn't suck. It's one of those rare instances where the sequel is better than the original.
A 30-year separation sequel that is now better than the first.
To the point where everybody's saying, why do we need a sequel? Why does Top Gun need a sequel? Well, this is why. So we could have Top Gun Maverick. Yeah. I love the cast. There's not a dud in the bunch. I do love too, one more scene we didn't really mention is when Penny takes him out on the boat and he's holding on for dear life, and we get to kind of see Maverick totally out of his element, and where Penny's even like, you're in the Navy. And he's
I fly jets.
Don't you know how to sail? I fly airplanes.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't sail.
Fun fact, that's them on a boat. No stunt people involved.
No way. That's awesome.
That is him and Jennifer Connelly sailing in San Francisco Bay.
I would assume and
That's
hopefully
awesome.
assume
So cool.
well strapped in because that
Nope.
looked like some high
You
seas.
saw him walking to go
Yeah, but
get
they got to be on a line.
It's Tom Cruise.
It's Tom
You
Cruise.
got a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Dude
a
did-
little
Dude
weird.
did a halo jump.
Yeah, he
Okay.
did, didn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah, perfect movie. Chef's kiss. Everybody should watch it. It's awesome.
100%. Absolutely. You get that. That's what you get.
Hell yeah.
Hannah with an H. What are you ranking?
10 out of
Top
10.
Gun Maverick. Oh,
Yep.
you get
Sorry.
it now.
Yeah.
That's it. You get it now.
Yeah. I mean, this movie, I hate that I waited so long to watch it. And I really wish I would have got a movie theater experience because this movie
me
is
too.
just amazing. I mean, earlier we were watching it before the pod and we had the sound turned up like so loud. And I was like, man, I feel like I'm in this movie. And I base a lot of my ratings sometimes on how a movie makes me feel. And this movie just, I mean, but there not to say there's anything wrong with it, but it just absolutely made me feel so 10 out of 10. Yeah, but so good.
Well, that's what we do here. We're not movie critics. We're
it's
going into the minutia. I said it again of filmmaking. 90% of our ratings are how we feel.
Yeah,
and whether or not that's pissed off during feast or the highest of highs with Top Gun Maverick. So Feeling is definitely a way to rank a movie.
Yes.
100%.
So yeah, definitely 10 out of 10. I mean, I think Anna just about said everything I was thinking, but the cast is great. The story is great. Like I was saying earlier, everything is believable. Like you believe that this is real. Like, I mean, I don't know a lot about the military or aviation but that felt real. It was believable to me. It didn't feel like, oh, that's outlandish. That couldn't be real. Like, and that's what really, I think, drew me to it as well. And just made me feel it just makes you feel so great because you just feel like you're in it with these people. And it's such a great movie. And like Anna said, it's better than the first. And this is how you do a sequel. And sometimes you'll be like, well, I like the first one and I like the second one and they stand alone on their own and one's not better than the other. But this definitely is the sequel is much better than the original. And I will
100%.
die on that hill.
All right, we're right there with you. So.
Yeah.
Right there.
Pete, what part of the hill are you dying on tonight? Gun Maverick.
So here's the thing. Watching this movie, I'm like, this is a drama, just like the original.
You said
like there's nothing
You're trying to get
any different. Shush! It's my turn to talk.
I'm letting you talk. Doesn't mean I can't add color commentary as you talk. Go ahead.
There's so much drama in this. There's a thing with Rooster. There's the old girlfriend, we think. There's the heartbreaking part with Val Kilmer. So this is a drama. This movie is it's a soap opera. But then people sit in those airplanes and they just make beautiful music to my eyes and my ears.
Yeah.
And I can't believe what the hell I'm watching. Like, I see airplanes doing cartwheels and lunges and they're doing triple lindies. So
you're doing Taibo.
Right. So the action is a bajillion times better than the original. So I got to give it a 10.
Yes! Heck yes!
I wasn't gonna, but this conversation we've had tonight has absolutely raised this up to a 10 because I watched it by myself. I watched it on a small screen and I'm like, wow, this is really good.
Yes.
Fix it. I was watching it on my laptop. I was watching it on my phone just to get the minutes in.
Yeah.
And now I need to go see it on my big screen TV.
Yeah. Now you need to sit down.
Yep. I need to go
Jody,
grab.
Jody,
exactly.
Get your nephew.
Yep.
Yeah, your nephew.
I got to get them all in.
Get
and
everyone because honestly, like the next time I watch this, I want all of the family, and it's called "Put Your Electronics Down." Oh, Dad's gonna show you something.
Nobody, put them all away. I have a lockbox. Gimme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Jack,
pull your phone out. You're paying the tab.
Yeah. Because Jackie has to sit through a lot of these movies that I pick and Pete picks, and so sometimes she's looking at her phone, and that's fine. I don't admonish her for that unless I'm like, it's a really good scene. Would you please watch?
Yeah.
But I didn't have to say that during this movie. It
awesome.
instantly grabbed her, and she was strapped in just as tightly as everyone else.
Excellent.
And is experiencing this. It's a wave of emotions. I won't go as to say as it's a spiritual experience, but my God, it's an emotional experience.
Yeah, it's magical. It's a magical experience.
It really is. This is what Hollywood's supposed to fucking be.
This is what movies are supposed to make you feel like.
Right.
This is what Nicole Kidman was trying to sell us at AMC.
Hell yeah.
She just didn't realize it was Tom Cruise saying it. They probably had to pay her double. They're like,
do you think she watched this? Do you think she went to the theater to watch it?
I don't know if she went to the theater, but I guarantee this is a movie. I don't think there's very many people that haven't seen it that watch movies on a regular basis, stuff like that. I mean, even Jackie, when she goes, I have not seen this yet. And she was like puzzled why haven't I watched this yet? And it's because I'm
Yeah,
bad
that's
about
kinda
just
how
turning the
It
movie
came
on
out
in
in a
the
weird
shop.
time. It really did. And
It came out.
but I heard so much about it. I
barely
still didn't
tail
go
end.
see it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I did. I needed to get out, and then it was this
Mhm.
movie, and then I love how you were saying, Pete. Like going and seeing a Godzilla movie. GVK came out,
Mhm.
and that got
The-
even more people back out to the
That
theaters.
GVK and Maverick really brought people back to the theater.
It really did. It let people know, and now they're pricing themselves the fuck out. So Charlie hasn't been in a while. So,
Yeah, I know. It's expensive.
That's
Yeah, and
I can't take my family. I can go watch a movie,
Right.
but I can't take my family of 5 without
Sunday-
taking out a
Yeah,
fucking
that-
loan.
Sunday
that's
matinees.
a lot of money.
Sunday matinees.
We did a Sunday matinee. Guess how much I still had to pay? $88 fucking dollars.
Eat shit. Why?
Yeah.
Did you buy
Because
food?
there's 5 of us.
Well, okay. There's 5.
Me, Jackie, Anthony, Chloe, and Liam.
That'd have been
all have-
$25 in Columbus.
Yeah, bullshit. Go price that
$5
out again somewhere.
$5 up at Polaris.
That
$5
$5. It wasn't $5 at the theater.
No, clearly
Just
not.
for
to.
tickets?
It was more than 10.
So we did, but we got 2 combos of popcorn for the group to share. So
Mhm.
2 larges, 2 drinks is $88
I know.
on
I
a
believe it.
Sunday. And now, that's why I only took Liam to go watch the newest Godzilla. It was just me and him. Still, me and him to go watch it was like $40.
Jesus.
So Charlie doesn't go to the theater a whole lot.
Mhm.
Charlie and Seth night hasn't happened in a while. Of course, schedules get in the way.
Right.
But you guys are pricing yourselves out of business, okay? Figure it out. Give me movies like this and figure it out. So,
Preach.
all right, I'll get off my soapbox. Thank you guys for letting me gush so much about Top Gun Maverick. I'm so happy I decided to bring this for the month of action.
So am I. Yep.
And I love
Thank
that
you.
it was you guys with us, Anna and Hannah. I think you brought a nice difference of tone to the show. It's always nice to have the ladies over here because we don't have Nate's girly voice, so we needed to bring in the ladies'
bring
voice.
Solid, powerful women, female voices.
100%.
Girls get it done.
Ah, yeah.
She shook her shoulder at us, people. You have to understand.
I'm here for it.
I was
That's
doing the Maeve
that's
thing.
Hannah with an H, and that H is for hell yeah.
Forget it.
I dig it.
My word.
I dig it. This is what I do this for, everybody.
This is why we're here.
This is it.
So much
And
fun.
so, ladies, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about Cinema Slab?
Oh, you want me to? Well, we are 2 best friends who review movies. We don't just review, we review all types of movies. Of course, horror is our favorite, close to our heart. But me and Anna both grew up watching all sorts of movies. And so we didn't want to just have to put ourselves in one genre. So, yeah.
And TV shows.
Oh, yes. And TV shows.
Mhm.
We've been reviewing The Boys, which is amazing.
I'm
We've
finally
also-
caught up so I can listen to those.
Yes,
So.
you need to.
Finally.
We've been
I am-
spinning
I am
some
not
crazy
caught up.
theories.
We've had some good conversations on these TV episodes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We did Fallout recently was one we did.
True Detective.
True
Night Country.
Detective. Yep. We're thinking about doing The Bear, hopefully soon.
There you go.
But yeah, so you can find us on wherever you get your podcasts at, Apple, Spotify, Amazon. Is that about it? Okay. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Cinema Slab Podcast. Both places, right? Yep. Okay. Yeah.
Yep. We share them out. If
That's
you haven't
us.
checked out this show by listening to us, you're doing yourselves a disservice. They were also part of our Giant Critters collaboration back
Yeah.
in June. They got stuck with the 4th one, but we're going to say that wasn't the worst one. So, yeah,
No.
poor Stephen and Leo.
Yes. Poor Steven and Leo.
That's a movie I was on my phone a lot for. It
Yeah.
did not keep my attention.
Don't feel
I
bad.
tried.
Leonardo DiCaprio can't save every movie.
Yes,
No.
that's exactly what I was about to say.
Very true.
That's
very
it. So, Pete, this is our 3rd episode of Month of Action.
It is. It is. We
Yes.
got 2 more.
We have two more because we got
Right.
5 drops this month.
That's right.
Next week, we have the boys from the Evil Deaths join us because we cover John Claude Van Damme's Kickboxer.
Very nice.
Mhm.
Very nice.
Little martial arts mixing into this, some
Yeah.
80s classics. And hopefully, because we got, those two coming on, we actually talk about the movie, unlike their show.
It's
where they never
probably
talk
not
about
going to
the movies.
happen, but
Shots fired.
we're going to try.
Not acting like we've already recorded that episode.
Yeah.
Don't
Because of
reveal the
Pete's
man
schedule.
behind the curtain.
Yes.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Sometimes I just like to prepare the audience. Fine, I won't prepare them. And then we round out the month with Rambo 2, which is going
Rambo
to be
2.
Oh, hell yeah.
coming up
Cool.
really quick on us. And if you haven't noticed, Charlie did just decide to go full bore for month of action, and there has been a B action episode every Friday all month of
It's
July.
bonkers.
Oh my God. So far, we have already gotten through Hell Comes to Frogtown with Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Is that out? I didn't even
Oh.
see that one. I got.
Oh,
see
yeah.
that.
Well, as far as recording and when this comes out, that will be out.
All right. All right.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, I think the next one we record is Wanted Dead or Alive with Rutger Hauer and a villain by the man named Gene Simmons. So that's going to be a whole lot of fun. And we got a few other surprises in stock, and we got some guests that are coming in over on that show. So make sure it's on this channel. If you hear us here, make sure you're clicking on the B action part and checking it out with me, Dustin, and Mickey. We are rocking it out over there. And if you want to continue following and keep updated on all this, we are on Facebook at Give Me Back My Action Movies, a Facebook group. Give Me Back My Horror Movies, a Facebook group. Both of us are on Instagram. Nate is still running all the socials. He's still over there giving shit for not being here, Goose. We are on X. We are on Threads. We are on TikTok. We are on YouTube. So you can find us all there. Spotify, Apple, rate us 5 stars. Please rank Cinema Slab 5 stars as well.
Indeed.
Please listen to them, and you will be hearing more, especially from Anna. But I hear we're also we get Aunt. Did I say that right? I'm getting mixed up again. You will be hearing more from the ladies. Both of them, I think, are coming on for an episode in August. We're keeping it a little secret right now what we're doing, but Anna is going to also be sitting in the entire month of August in lieu of Nate. So thank you very much for filling the tiny, tiny seat that is Nate.
I'm excited.
I don't think Nate will be able to regain.
She's the
that
perfect
seat
addition.
back.
I'll let you sit at the adult table instead of the kids table where we normally put Nate.
Hell yeah. Yay.
So,
Nate is
yeah,
small.
You don't,
SMR.
you don't have
small.
to sit in the little chairs anymore. So yeah.
I know. I am 5'11". I need a bigger chair.
You're a fully adult sized person, Anna. It's not like Nate.
Nate, he's like pocket sized. He's like an action figure.
It's like a little leprechaun.
Yeah.
He's a
Put him in
wee
your
little
pocket.
leprechaun who's not Irish.
Oh my
or
gosh!
Russian.
Could you imagine if you had a little Nate in your pocket all day, just giving you shit, like staring up at you, just talking shit to you?
I kind of do because he's on my phone all the goddamn time. You guys saw the Bad Boys 2 promo he had me put out, right? It was
so funny.
Yes, it was.
Charlie, you got to put out a Bad Boys 2 promo. What happened? Because normally something happened. Like, what's going on? He goes, I'm watching it. All right.
Hard.
I can do that.
I love him.
He gets, yeah, you can do that, Pete. You can just say, Charlie, do this. Because why? I'm watching it.
All right, this is gonna get weird.
Please don't get weird. It's already weird enough. No more weird. All right, this episode's long enough, but I knew it would be. This is a big one for us. This is a blockbuster. This is exactly worthy of it. So please check out Cinema Slab, and thank you guys for listening. We will see you next week for the month of action.
Woo!